Hello, good evening and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fixture, on the show this evening as the one and only South Side and the legend that is Alex Kelly. How we doing, boys?
Evening Oxshare, evening Southside, evening Rangers Radio listeners.
Hi, good to be on the night with AK and your good self. Looking forward to the show and good evening to everyone listening in this evening.
Did you get the script through the post for the night show, boys? Did you?
Usual. Delivered by Pigeon.
Yeah.
That my phone was beaten. I've got to remember.
Big Stevie going to the other night, Southside.
Aye, so I hear, It's tragic, isn't it, man? How they obsessed want to just sit and listen to a Rangers show, man. It's unbelievable. But hey ho, puts the listening figures up, does it not?
Aye. This time next year I'll be a millionaire.
Okay, Del boy.
Not. Listen, big weekend. A lot happened today. Southside. I know it wasn't your dream draw. Nearly.
Aye. If only we could have reversed that fixture.
I'm working on it for you, mate. I'm working on it.
Aye. I never actually watched it, to be honest, because I just thought I'd caught a bit of the one the day before. I couldn't even make heed nor tail of that, and I thought, I'll not even bother. I'll just wait till somebody sends me a text and gives me who we've got. So, there's some decent teams in it, and it looks like we'll have 4 decent trips.
Aye. So the dates starting the 25th and 26th of September, right through to January the 30th. Okay.
It's a long tournament, isn't it? They've extended it with a couple of games at least. It's just money in the coffers, isn't it? It's UEFA trying to, monopolise European football further than what they're doing already.
Aye, I suppose it's a version of the Super League debate, the competition that's going on, if that's fair. So let's go through the teams that we drew. I think we'll start with the ones that maybe grabbing the attention. Southside, the 2 British teams. So that's 3 British teams in the one pot.
Aye. It's good to play in it. It's glamourtised, isn't it? So we've obviously got Tottenham at Ibrox. And I suppose Manchester will be looking forward to us coming back down there again.
Aye. We've been since, mate. Haven't we?
Aye. But I'm sure they'll be happy to see us again. But aye, been there before and that. It's not that far down the road, is it? So it's good to just get a few years down the road into Manchester. A good night, good game, then back up the road.
Yes. And then we play a week. We're home to Tottenham. That'll capture the imagination, AK. Yeah?
Aye, definitely. Well, Spurs are a big pool in Europe now, aren't they? Well, according to their support anyway. But you see them weekly on the English Premiership. They've got a brilliant stadium. It's a pity for our support we're no doing there. I think that Southside would like to experience being in that stadium. But we've got them at home, and of course our media will make it the return of the Australian. But we're hoping to get off to a good start with having the home advantage.
What have you been told of your limey, John, here?
I didn't mention them.
And then we've got a couple of, I would say, decent teams with pedigree and names, if you like. Lyon and Olympiacos, they've been about for a long time and knocking on the doors of European football. they've got a bit of pedigree, yeah. So say hopefully Leon and away to Olympiacos, yeah.
Aye, Leon will be a good game. I remember we've not played them for a good wee while now, but we played them a good while ago. Before back Beasley, I think, scored in that game, Big McCulloch and that. We've done them 3-0. But no, it'll be a good game. It's just across the water with France, isn't it? So
well, we're at home to them.
I'll be home. We're away to Olympiacos.
You get a trip to Athens, mate, yeah?
I've done that one and all. Been there before and seen us play them. But aye, that's probably one of the more sort of hostile ones to go to. Whether it'll be roasting or not, probably depends on when you're getting them. But aye, it'll be a good game, mates. And looking forward to the games when they arrive and when the fixtures are drawn. I think it's tomorrow, isn't it?
Aye. And then we've got, obviously we play, there's another couple of teams in there, AK, and I had it in front of me and I'm pulling, does that matter? I'll make sure I get it right. Union, we played them a couple of years ago, didn't we?
That's right. Champions League qualifier, wasn't it? Union Saint Gilles or something they're called. Good team. I think they beat us, was it 2-0 or something like that over there, and we managed to overturn it. Or was it 3-1 and we beat them 3-0 at Ibrox? Big
Tillman's head, I remember that. That was, yeah.
Yeah, aye. Good team. Nice attacking team. And Malmo was the other one. But Leon, did we not play them a couple of years ago, Southside?
We played them in a tournament and we played Olympiacos. Was it Olympiacos we played last summer?
Aye, in the friendlies. But we played Leon, I think Gerard. Was Gerard still the manager at the time?
No, I played them and they done the display stadium of Light. That was the one you're talking about, isn't it?
Who were Leon?
Leon away.
Aye,
played them in
just
a few years back.
Aye. But it's good games to look forward to.
And then we've got, who else we got? I'm not sure I get it right. Oh, I've lost it. I'll be right back with you. We've got the Bucharest team as well, Southside, yeah?
Aye, still Bucharest. I think it is, isn't it? Aye. Hadji's old team, innit? But I get draw's been pretty good, mate. There's some good fixtures and that. Looking forward to it. Because they're spaced out for so long, it'll give you an interest as the fixtures come up when we're playing home and away and that. So no, looking forward to it. Suppose the prices will start coming out by tomorrow for Rangers, I would imagine, or Monday morning we'll get the price for the 4-game package.
What do you think? £200, £180, something like that?
Probably about 180. I heard originally it was meant to be around about 140 on average, but
that'd be about right, 140 on average, yeah. Yeah, I would say £200 for the dearer seats, yeah. Maybe £50 again, because most of them are that for a league game. Would that be fair? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to take a family, mate, to be fair, you know. But
well, it depends how they do it. They used to take it off in the one hit. But I think in the last couple of years there'll
be a lot of money to pay. There'll be a lot of money to pay again and before September, and you're not going to get to January, yeah?
Aye, it is. Obviously, they want to make sure that they can maximise getting everybody in, but it is a big hit to take. But I think they might space it out like they've done before, because people had a lot. I mean, if there's 2 or 3 in the one household and they're wanting all that money off you in the one hit, it's a lot of dough.
Aye.
So I would imagine they'll space it out for you and just take it on probably per game that month when you're due, maybe, and it makes it a bit easier for people in a way, you know. So hopefully they'll have come up with that idea rather than hit you with the one big payment at the one time.
If anybody's got any trouble and needing any money to subsidise them through the tickets, contact Mr. AK or Bridgeman. They'll sort you out, yeah?
AK Senior, you mean? He's the one with the money.
Pensioners have all the money, don't they? You're old man in Bridge.
Right, I'll just get through it. Tottenham at home, Man United away, Leon home, Olympiacos away, Union St G home, Malmo away, hopefully. That's not in the middle of the winter, so Steaua Bucharest home, Nice away. So there's ties there with historical. Obviously, you get the two battles of Britain. You get Lyon were played, Malmo were played, Union St G, Steaua Bucharest, the quarter-final, were it? European Cup. Soonest was the manager, am I right when I say that? Right?
Mm-hmm. Aye.
And Nice, I think Nice might have been my first ever European tie. I'll need to get somebody to check that out. I wasn't at it, obviously, far too young. But I think Nice might have been. I'll need to check that out when we played Nice. But aye, listen, exciting. Big glamour ties, a lot of interest, and hopefully we're side settled and we can hold our own. AK.
First and foremost, I hope we're back at Ibrox for all these. that would be better.
I don't think there'll be a problem. Anybody's getting manure, get herself over. Get it over. We need the grass to grow, and if we can't grow grass in the west of Scotland, we ought to chuck it, AK.
Oh, aye, well, there's plenty of lofts in the west of Scotland grow good grass, I know. But no, listen, we've got history there with all the teams that you've mentioned. There's a few glamour ties in there. It's not going to be easy, far from it. But these European competitions, it's a new idea, and it's a new concept that UEFA come up with to try and just ruffle it up a wee bit. Don't know how it'll go, but looking forward to watching the games and see how it materialises.
What's your initial thoughts, Southside?
It'll be good ties to watch, good games. I think you've got to try and maximise your home matches if possible. You're looking to win them. We've got a good record in this Europa League. You know, sometimes we're punched above our weight in certain games and managed to get the result, and other times we went on and won it deservedly. But new squad and rebuilding, so it'll be a good experience for everybody, like I say, and we'll look forward to it when it comes. So I'm hopeful, mate, that we'll do quite well in this group. Our games that we've got, and then we'll just see where we are when we finish.
Aye. Listen, some decent teams in there with decent pedigree. We don't know what they're like now. We'll turn our attention. We'll maybe look at them, see what they're doing domestically. But there's names there. You know, you've got, obviously, in recent years, Man United and Tottenham have been in the Champions League final. Malmo in the past have been in the Champions League final. Steaua Bucharest, did they get the final? They beat... No, it was Red Star. I don't know if they got the final. The year they beat us in the quarters, I'll need to check that. Obviously...
I think Barcelona beat them.
Aye. You know, I
think Barcelona beat
Union Mob, they played Liverpool last year in the Champions League, I'm sure.
Aye, there's teams there with pedigree. There's teams there with pedigree, and if I'm honest, I don't think there's any games you would turn in and say, "Oh, I fancy strongly." They're going to be interesting games, Southside.
Aye, of course, but I think at all times you always look to try and win your home games if possible. And people about there going, "What, we're going to beat Tottenham?" Listen, we beat Parma, if you think back to it, and it doesn't matter how long ago it was in teams, you can win games at your end ground. It's on the night if everybody plays well and turns up. And you carry a bit of luck, or you punch above your weight, or you carry a bit of luck and you get a result. So hopefully we can win our home games. That's the main thing, I think. And then you look to when you go away for home, you're looking to try and always score on the road anyway, and see where it takes you. We'll probably find it hard in some of the games, mate. I've got no doubt. We'll have certainly a lot of hard games. It might be have backs against the wall sometimes in some of the games. But listen, we're in Europe. We've got the fifth best coefficient in it. And we've done well in it in the last wee while, no matter which squads we've had in the past. So looking forward to it, and especially getting back to Ibrox. I'm sure under the lights on a Thursday night, you've seen with the atmosphere it creates at Ibrox. So it'll be a point as well for the support. We'll have that night loud and proud, and hopefully it'll cheer the team on to a victory.
Aye, I think we'll just touch on that where you mentioned it, Southside. Obviously, it looks as if things are moving quite fast at the stadium. AK, yeah.
I've seen the recent pictures, and they're beginning to put in the seating area. So it's moving along very quickly now. So here's hoping we could be back in the stadium sooner than we thought.
I'm hoping we'll be back in for our fixtures after the international break, if I'm honest. Yeah, if I'm honest.
Very much so.
Aye, things are going along nicely. All right, it's not been great, I accept that. All the criticism that people want to throw at people, it's hard to argue against it, but however, not the worst thing that's ever happened to our club of having to play 2 league games at Hampden Southside, is it?
No, you can go in and address what happened at the start, but it's how you react to it and how quickly you can try and get everything into place. And the good thing was that everything arrived when they said it would probably arrive, although he looked a bit doubtful at the time as well because he couldn't really give a definitive. But now it's just all systems go to get the stadium ready. And by all accounts, I think there's a good chance that when we go to play Dundee at Ibrox in the Cup, that's where the game will get played. And whether we open 3 stands or 4 stands, we'll find out. But I would expect us to open them all at that time. But we could afford to open 3. And if we had an away game in Pivot, opened 4 for Hibs. Either way, we'll be back at Ibrox, mate, in September.
Aye, which was going to be seen as a positive. Yeah, it's going to be seen as a positive, and maybe take some of the how do I put it? Some of the negativity that Marine support, or Marine so-called support, are thrown at Marine club, AK.
Aye, well, it's just a stick to beat us with now, isn't it? Regardless what team you support, but it's as you said many times, you can't lose fact the reason why we're actually doing this. It's to improve the match day experience for the disability people that's coming to see their team play. So that's what we can't lose track of, and hopefully, as you say, everybody's in watching their team at Ibrox and get back to normal. Back to base.
Aye, I get that. And by the way, I was annoyed as anybody else that we're not playing at Ibrox and all that. But I recognise that things happen sometimes with big projects. They don't always go smooth. And all right, maybe we'll learn for the next one. I think the next 10's meant to be done next. Yep. So hopefully there's been a big learning curve and it doesn't happen again. That's what you've got to. If it happened again, you would go ballistic, yeah?
Aye. As you say, lessons learned. It's got to be. It's harsh lessons to be learned as well, but it is what it is. We've tried to make the best of it. It's no suitable for everybody, but everybody just wants back to the Ibrox in their own seat and watch our team. Hopefully get one a right good winning run.
I think Southside's sort of struggling with some of the criticism of some of the people who are saying about it who don't go.
I've heard loads of them, mate. Honestly, all week I've heard that. And listen, it can annoy you, everybody. Listen, I don't even want to say much, mate, honestly, because it could just open a can of worms. But all I'm saying is, there's enough people out there that hate us, right? There's enough people out there taking a kick at us. Am I happy with everything at Ibrox, squad-wise, style of play, stadium, whatever? No, I'm no. But I'm not going to come on and absolutely lambast my club about it, because I can see there's progress happening and things have to take a bit of time and it'll start to gel together. So there's enough people out there kicking us without some of their own support, absolutely kicking us out there and all, So I've said on here, it's time to unite together. We all want the best for the club, and there's always going to be mistakes. But when you're winning and when things are going well, these wee issues about certain board members or something happened about the stadium or that you've not bought enough players or we've gave a player away too cheap, it doesn't get mentioned. It's only getting heightened. And there's enough media out there, which I don't read, I'll certainly be sticking the boot in, along with that. Mob across the city would like to stick the boot in at the same time. Even their manager came out and try to put the boot in his regarding the tickets for going to their dump on Sunday. No, nothing to do with him. Do you know what I mean? But he came out and gave it a voice. So there's enough people out there having a kick and a shout at us without our own support doing it. So it's time we unite together, stick together, because I've watched Rangers in a lot worse times than what I'm watching now, mate, believe me.
Yeah. Well said, young man, well said. You done well there, AK, didn't he?
He's got that brown paper bag now to breathe, isn't he?
Oh, he just read the script, mate. He just read the script.
That's all it was. Well said, Southside.
I can't call you a wallet or Southside because I'm on the internet.
Hey, that Paddy Pillar's gone a long way with yous.
Oh dear. So, right, okay. Right, so, look, exciting times with Europa League. Let's hope we can do it. Get out the group. It's going to be exciting. It's not going to be easy. And see where it takes us. Right, okay. Moving on to the transfer market before we get these phone lines open, gentlemen.
Yep.
Aye, you got your yellow tie on.
No, but I remember somebody who done that. Ibrox loyal it was, who used to take part in the show back in the day. He loved the transfer when he used to go to full kit.
Aye.
He loved it. I'm not the greatest fan. I think it's mental actually for the business, but the whole football business. But I don't understand it. You know, I get the media thing and I get all that, but I don't understand the model. But that's just me. I agreed with some of the stuff that Albert said last night. But anyway, so we've been in the transfer market today. We've signed a defender, and I believe there's maybe a couple of announcements coming. But Southside, I'll leave you.
I've not even seen his name even in writing in front of me yet, so I don't have a bamboo. I've been busy today, mate. I've had tunnels today. But I believe we've signed a centre back, right hand sider.
Okay.
And please, right, you have a go.
Right, okay. Narisho Casawijo. How's that sound? AK.
Perfect. Don't get any less to repeat.
Glad I've not seen that wrote down.
I think we'll call him Big Nira.
Aye, that'll do. I hope he's a good one.
Yeah. Right, okay. Listen, we've got an interview with him. We're going to play that and then we can discuss it. We'll keep our eye on everything that's happening. I read some on one of the forums today about wishing Scott Wright all the best. I hope all our players have success when they leave to a certain level, but I'll not miss them personally. Anyway, listen, get yourself some mute and we'll hear from our latest signing. That's all I'm saying.
Nana, welcome to Rangers. First and foremost, how excited are you to join the club today?
First of all, thank you. I'm very excited to join the club, to play for the club, play for the fans. I spoke with the coach, we had a good feeling. I think the most important thing for me is to play and help the club so far as I can.
I'm sure this move has come about quickly. Can you just describe what the last few days have looked like?
I was in Holland with my friend's family. I was playing at Feyenoord still. And yesterday, I think in the evening around 8 o'clock, my agent called me and said, hey, we go to the Rangers. And I was like, okay, I packed my bags. I went to my mom and we fly in the morning.
What did you know about Rangers before joining?
It's a really big club, obviously. It's a traditional club with a lot of memories. A humble club, but we need to win games. You want to win games, you want to quick the level from the club up, so it's a good step for me.
Why did you feel that Rangers was the right next step in your career?
I'm a feeling person, and what the coach told me about the club, the assistant coach told me about the club. You have to play with your heart, and that's what I like. And I think this is a really good club for me to play with my heart and show what I can do.
Yeah, what have your conversations been like with the manager?
Yesterday was the first conversation. It was a good feeling. I know the coach already from Club Brugge and Monaco. So I saw him a little bit. I spoke with a few guys who we had in the past. And yeah, they say the same thing about him.
And what has your career been like so far?
I have played in the youth teams of Ajax, till the under 21s. Then I make a step a little bit low to the middle mode. to play games. I played a 1.5 season at SF Groningen. Then I made my transfer to Feyenoord, went on loan to Rapid Wien, and now I'm here.
How would you describe your qualities as a player to the supporters?
I think I'm a defender who likes to play with the ball, but obviously I can play my duels. I'm fast, I'm strong, I can play. So that's what the coach is looking for. I'm playing.
The attraction of playing European football with Rangers this season, was that a big factor in your decision to join the club?
Obviously, everybody wants to play European, so there was an extra step for me to choose Rangers.
And just lastly, what have you heard about the Rangers fans and how excited are you to get to meet them?
I'm very excited because 51,000 people who don't want to play for them, you know. So I'm very excited to play. I can't wait to meet them, and I will give all my heart.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Did you address him as Nana? Did I pick that up right, AK? Right at the start.
That'll do. He sounds as if he's up for it, doesn't he? Fast and strong. They were the two words that picked out there. So he's probably looking forward to getting game time. And I'm wondering if he's saying he's in there as a right back or a right centre. Nara. Right.
We Nara people.
That's when your balls are tight, they're Nara. But no, but does that mean if he... God no. If he's got to be right back, Tavernier, does that say his days are limited? And does Clement see Sterling as a midfielder now? After all, Southside.
I don't know.
Aye, I know. I thought he was going to tell us we're going to a back three or something like that. The way he was carrying on.
If you think about it, Proper plays in the left. Davis played in the left. You've got now you've got Suter who has played in the left, and you've got Nara who can play on the right side. So you've got that case you cover along with Balogun who just goes wherever, doesn't he? Just gets on with it. So you've got 4 centre halves there that will cover the positions. And obviously the guy has played at right back before, but I see him first and foremost being brought in a centre half Southside.
I would think so, aye. I think it'd take Suter, either take his place or give him competition, whatever way he sees it going forward. But aye, I would look at it as that he's covering. Right, if he gets a game, he's going in the right, and if Proper plays, he'll play left, and Suter and Balogun can do either or, as we know. And I think Leon King, but it looks he'll probably go out and loan it.
It'd be good for Leon to start playing a lot of football, mate. He could maybe play week in, week out, yeah?
Aye, he would need to go somewhere, I think, because he's not going to come in at centre back in the team, and he's not been able to really break in when it's been pretty bare-boned as well. So, aye, he needs to go and play regular, and whether we bring him back when he's had a lot more game time in a position that he's going to go and fulfil going forward to another team on loan. I don't know if it'll be that'll be the biggest decision he'll have to make. Is he going to another team on loan as a centre back, or is he going into the midfield or a right back? He's going to have to make a decision, the boy, to pick the right club to give him the right chance to play that position week in, week out.
I don't see him as a centre back personally, mate. Yeah.
I don't either.
No. Anyway, so what are similarities to your good self there, AK? 6'3", strong and fast.
I think we'll just end it at 6'3". No, I'm looking forward to seeing him play. Obviously, a new signing brings a freshness, doesn't it? The Southside's intimated there. It gives you competition for places. I think they were actually talking to Suter about extending a deal there too. So competition for places, don't get too comfortable in your jersey. Basically, that's what every manager's looking for, isn't it? And if we're getting results and it improves the team, yeah, I'm all for that.
Aye. And I think you need 4 centre-backs, if I'm honest. You might get away with somebody getting in and covering strokes, say Sterling, but ideally you want 4 centre-backs. Then you've got to cover Sterling midfield, covers your right back, left back as well, because he's versatile south side. So all of a sudden, all your defensive positions, you've got the numbers. Yeah.
For what we're seeing, proper in the short spells, he seems quite comfortable to step in, take the ball. He sits in the halfway line. I've seen him step in a couple of games and take the ball and win it. He's comfortable with passing the ball. So it looks like he's looking for that type of centre-back. It's not just going to lump the ball at the park. That'll try and make it play when possible and take it on. And the big one that was talking seems to think that Keane is the impression he's the same. A football and playing centre-back. But first and foremost, I just want to be able to defend properly and win his duels in the air. If he does that, he's got a bit about him where he can take the ball forward and step out. Suter can do it as well. He's not done it as often, but he can do it. And Balogun can do it as well when he's on his proper side, on the right-hand side. So we've got 4 centre-backs now that we'd like to think are decent in height, decent in the air, most of them. Because Balogun's pretty good in the air. Suter's no bad, had his moments. Propers look pretty good in what we've seen in the aerial duels that I've watched them in the games ops. So, but hopefully it'll be a good blend between the 4 of them.
Aye, we'll see. That's what you don't know, mate. Listen, you might bring in somebody, with this pedigree, that pedigree, you think they're going to be great, and it just doesn't work. So only time will tell, mate, and that's what all signings. But anyway, we've got another announcement. Rangers FC today confirmed Todd Cantwell has joined Blackburn Rovers for an undisclosed fee subject to international clearance. AK.
Great news. Great news for the club. Great news for Cantwell. And great news for Clement. Get him out your hair. He's not got much right enough, but he's out the building. So we can go forward. That's that one. We can part that one. But things are moving very, very quickly. We've been saying this for a wee while, right enough. Obviously, for me, financial fair play holds up a lot of the business of players earning moving out. Then we can't get anybody in. The club's been telling us that for a while. Comont's been telling that for a while. And we did say that there was money there, but we need to drastically reduce that wage bill. But when you look at the list of players that we have managed to move on already, obviously that wage bill's come down significantly. And there is money there to put out.
I'm going to ask you a question in the same to South Side. I mean, there's a lengthy group of players left the club. Obviously, guys like Davis on loan, Civiente's away, and the guys that left at the end of the season. Yeah, Lammers, Scott Wright, Is there any of them, AK, that you wanted to keep?
Not one. No, not one. And that's including your Roof. Well, no, sorry, Seema. Seema's only one, but he wasn't your player. He was there on loan.
Good, they can throw in that. Aye, and you never know. You never know. We might get him next summer.
Aye, possibly.
Southside, same question yourself. Any of them?
The ones that have left, only 2. There's 2 I would have liked to have kept. That the manager, we sold one. We sold the 2 of them. I think out the 2 that I might have liked to have kept, although he had these moments, was, and if I look at the position we're in now, I would have liked to have kept Sakala for a wee bit longer. But we got 4 million for him.
No, but that was last summer.
Aye.
This summer.
Aye, this summer, no. All the players that have went, then I was happy with it. They've all went. To be honest, mate, it was a clear it was needed. Cantwell, if he'd been on his game and had been playing in a lot more games and been on his form and not been out injured and just know the antics that we've seen in the games, then
he's a balloper.
I would have liked, I would have thought he'd have brought a bit more to our squad, but since he's turned out a walloper, then he's off, and well, listen, I said to you on Wednesday, it'll come as undisclosed, and as it's undisclosed, but I'm telling you, it'll be close to £1 million, mate.
It's not just that, mate.
The wages in tap.
It's the wages, mate.
Mm-hmm.
And the time you're finished, you're most likely worth about £4 million to your balance sheet. And that's somebody who wanted to leave the club, and he could have sat there, could have played the game and sat there, and at least he had the cojones to say he wanted to go and know all the other stuff that some players have done in the past, AK, yeah?
Aye, very much so. But this is the problems that a lot of other clubs are finding. It's not just us that's finding these problems. You look at the problems that Man United have with moving players on, Chelsea have. You look at that whole English market, and even across Europe, there's no been a lot of transfer activity right across Europe, even with all the big guns. So this financial fair play is dictating how all clubs stay their business, whether we like it or whether we don't. That's the bottom line. It. So we've got to play within the boundaries. But aye, it's good news getting rid of Cantwell. I'll say that.
I started well. I think the majority of the support thought, okay, this boy's maybe got it, but it petered out Southside, didn't it?
Aye, he came in, but the 6 months he was in, we were asking, he done well in that period where he had the freedom to go and pick the ball where he wanted. He was more or less gave freedom to go and play where he wanted, didn't he? He would pop up all over the park, and they had a lot of decent games at that spell. But when it came round to the second spell, and then we go to Kilmarnock, and suddenly he's not in the team, and you're thinking, what's wrong here? And then for then on, we just didn't see the best of him at all. Seen flashes here and there, and then obviously when a different manager comes in who plays a slightly different style, who wants him to do different things for a team effort, because he's always been about it's a team. So he wanted him to play within a system and a structure. Rightly or wrongly, that's what he wanted, and then he gave him the position he wanted to go into. There was the number 10. He's just not done enough, mate, in the Rangers jersey. He's not fulfilled his potential, which he is a good football player. On his game, he's a really good, intelligent football player, but he has this sort of wee madness streak in him at times, whether it be tackles or whatever, and he's just wasted himself at our club, mate. He's just not produced the goods. So, and he's forced her on with putting in the transfer request, and that's dictated probably to so much for the transfer fee and all, because we certainly should have got more than probably round about the £1 million mark from, I would reckon. But it is what it is, and it's a wage bill, and we'll use that money wisely, hopefully.
I would think that I don't know, Blackburn, I know the Championship, there's clubs paying some decent wages. The fees know as high AK, and I'm guessing here, I'm purely speculating, that obviously because of Cantwell's salary, so that's to be what we're happy to get him on the books, and they'll have took some of that, and that's how the fees know as high. So in reality, it could be maybe close to £4 million in the balance sheet with the wages not being paid and the money coming in, yeah?
Yep, aye, that's a pretty fair summary. As you say, I think Blackburn's taking advantage of a situation there, because they know the dealings with the player and the club isn't the best relationship there, so they're taking advantage of it. But he's coming on their terms, so to speak. We can't dictate too much, but we're just happy to get him off the wage bill, happy to get the problem out the building, and that's one less player for Clement to worry about. So I think that's where the numbers come into it. I would have been hopefully looking for more, if we had a happy player there, if he was playing well and he was contributing to the team, but he already decided that Scotland's not for me, Rangers isn't for me. As soon as you start saying that sort of thing, then sorry, you bummed your boats with the support, the manager, the club. Just cheerio, son. All the best.
You'll be more polite than me, mate. You'll be more polite with me. I think Big Stevie summed it up.
A walloper. Brilliant.
Right, okay. So, I mean, I'm trying to think back to the cup final team. Davis played, obviously. Ridvan played, didn't he? So I think when you go back to Seville, there's only Tav there. When you think it's only 2.5 years ago. And the turnover, and even if you look at the substitutes for that night, there's no man. They've all gone by the boys south side there. So
Yeah.
it's interesting to see how this new team develops, because we're going to have a team playing at some point. It's going to have 7 or 8 new players in it, mate.
Aye, it's just a bit more sort of getting a chance to gel together before we sort of hit a busy schedule. We're getting the chance to have a break. We've had the rest this week for the full week, and then after this game on Sunday, we've got a 2-week rest again, where some players will go on international duty, but hopefully the core of them will be there for Clement to get on the training park and work it out, and then when we go to play Dundee United away, we should see, I would think it'll be quite a bit of a difference to the team that we'll have seen playing the last time out there at their dome, you know. So it'll be significantly different when it's the team that starts against Dundee United. I think, mate, it'll start against them.
It's interesting. I don't know how to describe it, AK. I don't know if I'm excited or apprehensive, because maybe I'll use the word apprehensive and people will say, why are you well, we're not signing the quality. Well, whatever we are, in Scottish football, it's attracting players in, and the game's changed. This, as you've pointed out a million times, the VPL's changed the whole landscape, mate. But I'm apprehensive. I'm always apprehensive with new players, mate. It takes a while. You have your first reaction. My first reaction to Jeffy was, oh no. And then the next few weeks I went, I quite like him. But in 6 weeks' time, my views might be totally different. I might love him, or I might think, oh, he's a mobskin. It takes time, doesn't it?
No, you're right. Listen, it's just a natural reaction, though. We all remember how Bassett started his career at Rangers, but we also remember how he finished. The turn of performance that he had in the latter 6 months compared to the first 6 months was night and day. But listen, it's, as you say, it's the market that we're shopping in now. You're not really paying for quality. There is a bit of a gamble, but I would like to think it's an educated gamble. I would like to think that we've done our due diligence on these players. Would we like Scottish players for the Scottish market in there that knows what the club means? Aye, of course we would. But maybe the players aren't want to come. Maybe the clubs are, been playing funny buggers with us, whatever. So we've got to look elsewhere. So we've got to give them a chance. You can't throw them under the bus without actually seeing them play. The big man there is very much looks like Sterling a wee bit with his physical attributes. He's strong, he's young, he's fast. That's what he says. Clement's bringing the age group down in the squad. That's what he wanted to do. We're bringing the wage structure down in the club. That's what we wanted to do. We're basically ticking off everything what the club have been telling us for a while. So we've just got to wait and see what happens. But no, I'm pretty positive for what I've seen so far of the signings coming in and those going out.
We'll put 1,500 seats in for our disabled supporters, mate.
Fantastic.
Brilliant. Yeah, all right. It's not been without its consequences short term, but we've got to remember what we've done. Yeah, be interesting. Any thoughts outside? Initial thoughts?
Stadium making it better, obviously. The squad, aye. Well, similar to what AK's just said. I think Diamondi going forward will be a really good player. I think you can see he's still young. He's adapting to a new country and a new league, and this sort of style of football that you get in the Premier League. So I expect him to kick on. Barron had the experience of playing in the league. He just has to gain the experience of playing at our club. He knows what the demands and you've got to win, and he knows that side. You've heard them talk about it. Sounds mature that way. We're looking for him to kick on and looking for they two to make a partnership. And I think Jeffy, my initial impressions was he was a bit all over the place, but same applies to him. Coming in, giving him time to settle in. He'd have been in and out the team slightly if Ridvan had been fit, I think. So he probably wouldn't have had a lot of chance to play on the left wing once we sorted that out. So he might have no played as regular if Ridvan had been fit. We don't know. But for what we've seen him, he's got pace, he can tackle. He's decent in the air. So, and he likes to go forward. So that looks positive, Ox. Cortez, I think when he comes back fit, for what we've seen him, I think he looks like he wants to go and take defenders on and attack them. And he looks like he'll work for the team. And Czerny's that bit of quality up that we've signed. You see the way he just nicks the ball in, his technique, the way he takes the ball, the way he makes some of the passes, splits defences, and he can obviously get his goals. So we're hoping for him to add to the goal scoring and assist. So mate, up to now, I think the signings we've got and the ones that we add to it, it's just about getting them to settle in and gel. And I think we'll start to see a bigger improvement in the team, performance-wise.
Aye, we'll see, mate. We'll see. I mean, we've in the past, we've spent a lot of money on certain players and brought them in, and they don't hit the ground running. Or we've brought in players with names, and you think they're going to be really good enough. They don't have a great start. Mark Gately, I'll use him as an example. Look, his first 6 months at Rangers wasn't great. And then the team wasn't fit, didn't look great, and then all of a sudden just exploded. You don't know, mate. You never know, do you?
No, you're right. You're right, but I think Souness knew what he was bringing to the club, and he brings in the likes of Mark Gately and Ray Wilkins and guys like that. You know, they've a load of European experience, international players and that as well. They obviously played against them, liked what he's seen, and knew the qualities that were going to bring the club. So due diligence. They were big names, big European names, and they obviously improved their team. We probably didn't appreciate that they sort of players as much at the time as we do now, but it's certainly it's a very much a gamble into the market, the transfer market. You can pay like buttons, for a player, and next thing he's away for like 30, 40, 50 million if you're lucky, or you can pay, Lukaku, should we say. I think he's been involved in, I think it was something stupid like £600 million worth of transfers with all the clubs that he's played that Ox. But he's just one of the guys, he either settles and kicks on or he doesn't. But this is the gamble the transfer market brings to your club. On mute, Ox.
It's not just that. You're buying, but young players, they have dips in form. Do you know what I mean? If you use even Ross McCausland, he took an injury, but a couple of times he fell out of games and that because they're young. Diamondi's young, Yefty's young, Connor Barron's young. Do you know? So they will have wee dips in form at times throughout their career and throughout this year coming up. But we're hoping of a lot more good games and bad games, and then hopefully if they're not having so much of a good game, you've got enough on your bench that you're bringing on that's going to be as good as to make sure that they come in and do a job, and you're not just bringing on somebody just as just a squad player that's not actually up to the task. So we need to make sure that we get the strongest 11 on the park, and we've got a decent bench there that can make a difference when they come on and all. But it will take them 3 transfer windows, definitely. I said at the start, it will take them 3 transfer windows to get the exact squad the way he wants it, and that's probably what it will end up being proved to be.
Aye. We still a couple short. They look as if we're short, maybe midfield, and I'm thinking maybe I would like another 2 bodies in. I've been told there's another one in the building, but it's watch this space in it, and you never know. You never know what can happen with deals. My phone's pinging away here.
Aye.
My phone's pinging
Aye,
away.
definitely. Oh, no bother. No wonder. No, you're right. You're right. I was hoping for a striker there as well. To be honest with you, you asked us a few weeks ago what's the one key area in the park. Dessers is got off to a good start, but can he keep that going? Because you're going to need him for 40, 50 games this year. So I'm hoping we get another striker, but we need to contribute elsewhere in the team regardless. You know, we've got to have our defenders start to score for set pieces, our midfielders chip in with goals. So it's a wholehearted effort for the whole team.
Yes. I'm just trying to buy Southside a new hat.
A blue one, I would expect.
I've not noticed the colour of the one I've looked at. Anyway. Where are we? So look, I don't disagree with a couple of bodies short. I think that our midfield player, maybe a 10 Southside, because we've only really got Lawrence there now, yeah?
It looks like it. Obviously, people will say you can shove Diamondi up one, but that aside, at the moment, Tom Lawrence is the only one that's sort of going as a natural number 10, as they say. Kieran Dowell might get classed as that and all, to a point, but that's what between the two at the moment. That's what we've got. Not exactly inspiring, is it?
No, Dowell would be one for me to shake hands with, but obviously you can't do all in the one window, as you rightly point out, Southside. You know, you're a bit positive, more positive about him than I am.
Well, I'm hoping more that if he stays, and I think Clement seems to be using him. I mean, I thought he's using him because he's probably wanting to get more fitness into him, and if he's not going to, nobody's coming in for him and he's staying, then I think he actually quite likes him to a point. But to me, on Saturday when we were playing Ross County and I seen him coming down to come on the park, I would rather he'd stuck on Bailey Rice, because we're winning the game easy, and I would rather have seen Bailey Rice come on and got some game time on the park than seen Kieran Dowell. But obviously his method is he's a first team player, Dowell, and he might like him to a point and what he sees in him, and if he stays injury free. But I didn't think he done anything when he really came on that game. So
I thought he was poor against Johnston and all.
He was, and he got the chance in, and I didn't think he done anything really that I thought that was good or whatever. He worked hard, and he done some passing, but he gave the ball away a lot as well. So no, to me, he didn't really take a chance. And why no fling the young boy on Ox and give him a bit of time on the park than playing somebody like Kieran Dowell that we know what we're going to get? If you want to put it like that, innit?
Reasonable shout, AK. Reasonable shout.
Southside's been saying that for a while, hasn't he? Put young McCausland into the 10, or just give him a chance in what he thinks is his natural position in the team. You never know, he might flourish, and then Clement will possibly reconsider him in the future for that role if he needs to.
Aye, we'll see what it takes. We've still got a couple of hours. Hopefully there's a couple more bodies to come in, mate. I just think they're a bit light. And then the squad looks different and stronger, AK.
Oh, 100%, 100%. A couple of callers to come in would be nice and all right enough, but things are moving along. What's that, 2 hours to go? Oof. You never know who's going to go out, who's going to come in. This is probably the most exciting transfer window it had in the ages.
He's going to go out more often, so.
See, the thing is, right,
I suppose when you play that big marbles, anything's exciting.
Aye, I know. I mean, if you look at it, I know if the Albanian boy comes in and he might be the number 10, it might go in there or play it, or maybe in the striker or on the wing, I don't know. But if that deal gets done, And then you've got Ignomani, who he keeps saying will be featured, and he did say he will be featured in the team. You've got Danilo coming back, you've got Cortez, you've got Raskin, and if we could add another one or two, then the squad's certainly a lot better looking than what it was a few weeks back.
Aye, I get it. But the luck we're having, you'll get two back and two will get injured, doesn't it?
Aye, well, Diamondi's going to be in international duty, so I was hoping he wouldn't be, but he is. And so is Matondo.
Aye. Oh, I'm sure we'll discuss him in the second part of the show, mate. Matondo will be a name that maybe crop up, But aye, the squad could look completely different. In fact, I go as far to say, it's been a quick revolution, isn't it?
It sure has. We're all wondering what's happening, and there you go. In the last 4 or 5 hours, we're potentially getting 2 players in. We've got Cantwell away. We've got another one maybe in the boil. You've also had Lammers away, Golson away, and all the ones that left us in the pre-season as well. So aye, the squad's looking very different in a short space of time.
Savientes, Scott Wright.
Scott Wright, yep.
Right.
You got him about Scott Wright, Ox? Did you give him a wee note or something when you met him? Just go, son, just go.
I don't think I put it as politely as that sounds like, did I?
No, because you're half that chair and a couple of minutes. So could you have been, could you?
Oh dear. Aye.
Ox, it's amazing to think though, is what you said there. Only Tavernier left out of that team that started in Seville just over 2 years ago. The supporters wanted changes. They've got changes.
Mm-hmm. Aye, and by the way, we'll always be grateful to Scott Wright, because it was his nice pass to set up Kamara's goal against Leverkusen when it's outside.
Sure was. Right, sure was. It was. Aye. It was. But aye. Listen, he said moments. He's just not enough. That's the thing. He's just not had enough. But he's had moments for us. But listen, he's gone, and at the end of the day,
like somebody I know's love life.
Aye.
Moments we just not enough.
But aye, listen, let's say it just wasn't enough. And I can see the reasoning and maybe why we took him, and being young at Aberdeen, and hopefully at the right age, and for what we got him for, 150 grand or something we paid for him, and hoped that we'd probably kick on and develop him. Listen, we've had loads of them: Jordan Jones, Barker, we've had Jake Casey and all that. I mean, we've tried a few, and there'll be more in there, but aye, he's had moments, mate, and he's played in a lot of big games, and a lot of managers have picked him, but aye, it's just somebody that's gone now, and if he does well, he'll probably have a purple patch in there. Watch this, he'll get in there and run a riot for a while, and then he'll get back to Scott Wright again.
It's a big competitor. It's the English First Division. They're playing in the third league in England, mate. It's a big, strong league, mate.
I can still see him have a wee purple patch, mate. Honestly, he will. You'll probably see he'll be in the headlines for a wee while once he gets a regular game, maybe. But then he'll get back out the picture probably. But he will have moments down there and all, believe it or not.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out AK.
Aye, good luck to him. I wish Scott Wright well, to be honest with you. I don't have any ill feeling towards him at all. I think it was a low risk kind of gamble. We didn't exactly fortune. Aye, I'm pretty sure he's very pleasant on the eye for the woman, and very pleasant for the guys that are speaking to him as well. But no, for me, it was a low risk gamble. He wasn't exactly high maintenance on his wages either. And by the way, looking at a few Birmingham signings, they're splashing out the cash. Wouldn't that get your cash on Birmingham to win that league? I'll tell you.
What, mate? Don't need to splash your cash. It's like a step back in time there, on the south side, isn't it?
Aye. See, do you remember the wee local guy? He was just standing in his garden selling curries and chicken kebabs. Cooked him in the house.
What about the guy who went and bought it off him?
I know, that's worse, isn't it? Brilliant.
Did you toilet roll and all?
Honestly, he was selling them homemade in his garden the way up to the ground.
Oh, brilliant.
But that grun's a step back in time, south side.
Aye, that wasn't the best, was it?
Oof. Right.
No.
We're going to change the subject and we might go back to transfer window. You never know, but we've got a big game on Sunday, so get yourself some mute. We're going to have a tune.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah. Great tune. You enjoy that one, Southside?
Yep, I sure did. Techie team's got it spot on.
Unlike them. Especially on a Friday night,
He must be sober tonight. Well done, Foxy. That was brilliant.
He's a hard week here, Foxy boy. He's had a hard week. Hopefully he's a good weekend. And we'll make his weekend, Southside, didn't you?
Yep, anytime you got BM, it always makes your weekend, doesn't
it? Aye, so getting at the weekend and listen, I don't think the team's going to dramatically change for last Saturday, if that makes sense. I think there might be maybe one or two maximum, but might not be any. Have you thought about it, Southside?
I was thinking it'll be pretty much close to where it was the week before. I think he might stick to that. Obviously, I expect Proper to come in and start, but I think the rest might be the same. The only tweak would be Sterling and Barron and putting Diamondi up one, which a lot of people might think is a good idea, and take Tom Lawrence out. So I think there'll only be probably 2 changes for that starting 11. Aye.
Right, okay. I'm going to put you in the spot, and then you can come in after this, right? And it's not going to be the Stirling debate, right? I'm going to tweak it, but obviously it's affect Stirling, right? If you did do that with Diamandi, and I'm going to use Tom Lawrence, do you think Southside and AK can come in after that we'll have a better chance of winning again, bringing Tom Lawrence on for the last, say, 25 minutes, or starting them in again? I've got my views on it. Southside.
It's one of the ones. He either needs to work in there off the ball and stick to the shape, but he's not got the legs, but he's got intelligence. But up there, you know, it's 100 mile an hour at times, so I probably wouldn't want to start him. But he can produce bits of magic when he's outside the box. He's intelligent. Whereas Diamondi's a sort of different type of player if he's further forward on the ball. So I think he suit the team. I think I would probably leave Lawrence out for going up there and bring him on later on. That would be my...
Okay. AK.
Well, my dad told me a couple of weeks ago, don't keep agreeing with Southside, but sorry, Dad, I need to agree with him here. For me, the best chance of winning the game...
Does your old man think Southside's a walloper? Is that what you're saying?
He probably does, aye.
That's what it sounded like.
No, he says Southside speaks a lot of sense. That must be how you agree with him all the time. As well. But no, I think we don't start Tom Lawrence in the midfield. I think he comes on 25 minutes to go, something like that. Might be even be in front of that time, who knows? But if it's a draw or whatever, I think that's the best time to utilise him. I think he's right. I think the game would bypass him in the first half an hour of the game. It can be a whirlwind there, and the last thing you need is slow, tired legs in the middle of the park, because Lundstrom was that sort of guy where the supporters were lambasting him because the game was bypassing it. I see Tom Lawrence as a similar kind of style of player, shall we say. We know very, very quick about the park.
I think there's a lot of sense in what you say, Southside. Yeah, I think to win the game, that might give us the best chance of winning the game, bizarre as it seems. And I think they could maybe give Lawrence the best chance of influence again. But well, it's up to the manager, isn't it?
Aye, 100%. And what sort of... And I'm just going with what we see, and I mean it does sit like a 4-3-3 at times, but it isn't really. You know, I mean, it's down to work rate. You've got to work. You've got to be able to run about the park. You've got to be able to shut down quick. And if we do that right with Diamandi, Sterling, and Barron, and you've got your 2 wingers, because let's not be kidded, your 2 wingers this time are a lot better than what they were the last time we went up there. So we've got pace on the wings. We've got intelligence in Czerny. He finds pockets of space. He's good at what he does. He's got a good pass. We've got a guy, you know, Dessers, who's hitting the net regularly as soon as he's getting a chance this season. So it's about creating the chances. But you need to work hard in the game when you've not got the ball, and track runners, because they will have runners, because they move quite a lot, but they don't play a lot of long passes. They play a lot of wee short passes and try and knock it in wee triangles. So we've got to run about them. We can't have a midfield being too far apart for each other when we're off the ball. We've got to have them in tight each other, making sure we're shutting space. But once we overturn the ball, they should be well open. That's the thing. They'll be well open at the back. Or if we get robbed the ball deep in their half, when they've pushed all their players forward, we'll have pace on the left-hand wing, which we could easily use, that will get away from anybody. It doesn't matter. Alistair Johnson might be quite quick, but he's not as quick as Matondo. And hitting balls in right areas, we can hurt them easily on Sunday. But we just need to make sure that we keep ourselves in the game, we marking our players and not getting anything away stupid like we have in the past, and getting them first goals. So if we do all that, the right stuff right off the box, then we'll do that. We'll get loads of chances, and hopefully we'll take a few. And then maybe just have something coming on Sunday that they're not expecting.
I'm trying to rack my brains here. Obviously, Silva was playing the right, Dessers was playing in the middle, and who was playing the right in the three the last time we went there? I think McCausland came off the bench from memory. I need to check it out. Can you remember who?
Aye, McCausland did come off the bench.
Who started?
Sterling, maybe? Did Sterling start there or Scott Wright?
I'll check it out, mate. Well, you're having a go with your thoughts, AK.
I think I would like to see us go for a 4-3-3 and match them up. Will it happen? Probably no. But that's what Gerrard used to do, didn't it? And I think if we've got a midfield three, for me, Conor Barron, Diamondi on the left, Sterling on the right, and that physicality, that the youngsters' enthusiasm, they're going to chase the ball down, hopefully win it, and then you're passing it on to a Czerny or a Matondo or even a through ball to Big Dessers there. I think we can hurt them. I think they're very much underestimating us. I'm listening to phone-ins and what have you on Clyde and that, and Selly are saying, "Oh, it'll be 3 or 4. We'll just run out and attack them." I don't see it that way. I'm pretty positive about our chances on Sunday, but just don't show any fear. Listen to Souness the other day as well, just saying, that these are the games where the Rangers players need to stand up. They need to fill the jersey. The crowd's going to be intimidating, but this is what makes a Rangers player. You fill that jersey, you show you're up for the battle, you win your own individual battles, and then collectively as a team, hopefully we're looking to hurt them when and if and when we do get our chances. We will get chances, but it's being clinical enough to take them. So I'm looking forward to it.
It was Sterling. Yeah, Sterling started the right. It was Diamandi and Lundstrom with Lawrence at number 10, yeah.
Yeah. Is that no a positive change then? We've got Czerny there in that position.
Potentially, aye. Listen, I'd be interested to see how Czerny copes with this game. I mean, we've not seen that much of him. He looks a real intelligent football player. It's the pace of this game, and maybe it'll be a different kind of game. Is he a guy that's going to go in 150-50s? My initial reaction is no, Southside.
Aye, maybe no, but listen, he's played against them before and scored it up there. Do you know what I mean? He's a maturer player. He's got good footballing brain. He's got good feet, and he will just need to hope he. Listen, it'll be a new experience for him, because these games, when you go into them, the pace of them and all that, and everything that happens, and listening to ex-players talking in the past about them, Kevin Thompson even said that it takes a breath away for a bit, and you get a second wind, because you're like, wow, you just feel lethargic for even if it's just 5 minutes. You're like, wow, this is, because it's something totally different that you face week in, week out in the Premier League. Just your first game. He said it's like that. He said, but listen, you need your team to turn up on the day. Aye, they're favourites. They think we're going up there to get scudded. Some of your support, I think they're probably, the way I've read stuff, think they're the same. But we're no. It's a game of football. It's no one in a bit of paper when you read the team sheet. It's on the day and who turns up. And I think it's time that we started turning up for a full 90 minutes against them, and not just 45 in games in the past. So we need to make sure that we got there on Sunday, we start and play for the 90 minutes. And there's nothing to fear, mate. We know we can hurt them because we've got players in our team that can. And if they just put the final pass through that some weeks in the last wee while's been missing and it's been getting cut out. But we've got players there that if we get chances, we'll score. And we just need to make sure that we're tight at the back and we're not getting anything away, Sally. And should be. And it's time for Jack Butland to step up and be counted, because it's the big games and that's where you're judged, mate.
Aye, that sounds good. I don't see any reason why we can't. I mean, as I've said in the last couple of nights, is personally cutting out individual errors. We've had some howlers, AK. Howlers.
Aye, we have self-inflicted, as you've said, with Ben Davies and Suter and things like that. But I put that down to like the atmosphere, the intimidation. You're not making clever decisions on the park. It's as soon as says that it's just about the individual standing up and be counted. This is the games you need to. It's the ones that matter most for your Rangers career, as in winning the league and as in impressing your support, and then all of a sudden your support will start looking at you in a different light if you stand up for their games. I mean, you've seen how Big Katic, the adulation that he had just because he scored at that game at Piggery a few years ago. But that moment, that goal, the support, our support, really took to the big man. Unfortunately, his career didn't pan out as we hoped, maybe. But hopefully, Proper could be a man to, all of a sudden be a threat for a set piece. You've got Czerny, you've got Matondo there, big Dessers. You never know, pal. It's a game of football. Southside say that you don't win it on paper, you win it on the park. Let's go at them.
Was your team pretty similar to Southside's, Aki?
What was Southside's team? I'll tell you.
You want to grasp me on every word. It was pretty much the same team as last week. He's took Lawrence out. He's took Lawrence out.
Right. And put in Diamondi.
Aye, with Sterling and Barron behind him, yeah.
And Proper will play.
Aye, Proper and two changes.
Aye, I've got that team, the exact same. Aye. Midfield. I think the battle's won and lost in the midfield, and I think if we've got Barron, Diamondi and Sterling in there, I think that could be a massive influence on the game.
I'd wait to see how long it takes Beaton to book one of them.
Aye. Who's your money on?
Sterling. If he plays in midfield, I think he'll be booked. That's the issue we've got. That's how Clement's probably not always played them in there, and that's why if he chooses to go against what we're saying tonight and he sticks Diamondi in with Barron and sticks Lawrence in the team, it'll be because he wants to bring Sterling on later on, because when he comes on, he's coming into midfield. If should one of them maybe take a booking or one of them maybe no playing as well as he should be and he wants to change it, then Sterling will be his first player for the bench that he would put in there before he would pick, say, Kieran Dowell. That's what he's been doing, but that's what he has been doing.
If Big Sterling's on the bench, you only need one substitute, don't you?
But it will come down to how he sees it and how he picks it.
So I was going to say, you remember Gio's first game when he went to Celtic Park and he left Ryan Jack on the bench and he played Diallo and a few of his new signings, but we're overawed. The game was done in about 20 minutes, wasn't it? Haddadi scored a couple, we were 3-0 down. Ryan Jack came on that part of the second half and helped to change the game. We can't afford that sort of start, and I think that's. I would go with Sterling. I know what Southside's saying, it's up to the manager who he trusts, but you can't afford to be out the game in the first hour. You've got to keep in it, and I think Sterling is a far better option in the midfield than what Tom Lawrence would guess.
I'd play Sterling. I think I've no head for that. I would play him.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement there. I just hope Clement's listening to us then.
Never usually does Southside, does he?
No, not usually. It's like you know what Sterling's qualities are. And I sat next to you, mate, and we discussed these limitations at times, didn't we?
Aye.
Right. So we know, what you'll get and what you're sort of short on, and it's the same with Tom Lawrence. You know what you're getting with him. He is quite a clever football player. He is getting on the score sheet. He could have had two. He's creative. He's got a good shot with either fit outside the box. Whereas if you're putting Diamondi in there, you're getting that slightly different player. But should you be wanting to do a press and stuff, then you'll have a lot more speed and agility after Diamondi and Dessers, Matondo and Czerny shutting down than you would have Tom Lawrence in there. And Diamondi will probably tackle a lot more for you should you be tracking back and falling into your midfield than what Tom Lawrence will on a 50-50. So it's down to come on to pick what formation he thinks is good enough to get the job done. But at the end of the day, we want to be creating chances. We shouldn't be worrying about defending too much. We want to be able to on the front foot for most of this game and bend their faces. And we'll give them the time and the space on the ball. You know, that's what I want to see. You need to be right on it. I need to be right on it for the start.
But to have the ball, you have to win it. And I think our best chance of doing that is Barron and Sterling. AK?
The argument for me, pal, I think Sterling, his qualities, his attributes, the physicality he brings, he can be a wee bit rash, but hopefully he tempers that, the more experience he has in playing that role. But I think Sterling also offers the defensive kind of cover that Tav. If Tav wanders up the park, you've got to be disciplined enough to fill that role, to fill that spot in the team, so we're not leaving the gaps to get in behind us. Maeda's punished us a few times there, so he's got to be wary of that. Yefte and Matondo are starting to strike up a good balance, a good relationship there. You've got Diamondi also can play the left side role, the cover role, or he can advance forward. I just think that the 4-3-3 way that the personnel that we're all talking about, I think that would be a better. But by the way, you're also, you can go into your 4-2-3-1 when you're off the ball and your your wingers are tracking back to fill positions. Everybody's got to put 100% effort and commitment into it and trust in what the manager's telling us. And I think that's where, getting back to it, relationship broke down with Cantwell. He wasn't doing what he was told, and when players are starting to do the right thing, that's when it unravels. So, come on, Rangers, get tore into them.
Yes. Well, yes, the battlefield is slowly bubbling, starting to bubble. You know, it is a big game. It's a big game. Every season, Southside that.
Aye, of course it is. And it's time we started to do better in the fixture. That's just the way it's got to be. And the last sort of squad that we've had, as we've seen, most of them are all starting to get the door now. So this is a new build and a new squad. It's come at this time on Sunday. And we're more or less, I think, ready to a point. And we'll take our chances on Sunday. And should it go, and if we don't get what we're looking for, and there's no, and this meltdown will come. But listen, I wouldn't worry about it, because we get to go again in January, and if we whack them there and then we go up there and we do them that time in March, it'll no matter. So, but this game's coming along, and it's time to put an impression, time to put a marker down, mate. And I'm thinking and hoping, just got a feeling that this Sunday, I think it's going to be our time. I think we've got the players that can hurt them. Some of them, or most of them in that squad, have played in the game before. And Connor Barron's played at Aberdeen against them. So, I'm no fearing that, mate. I'm just hoping that they turn up. If 11 turn up on the day, then we'll be a good match for them. And I think we'll see how good they are then when we test them. Butland's not been under much pressure in the last two games, but this is a new campaign, a new season, mate. You can only just think back, but they never troubled them that often in the last two games. And on another day, we would have had a better result because we had two better performances. So I just think Sunday is a fresh start, and it's time to put a marker down up there.
If your team's right, mate, that means there's two all-firm debutants, yeah? That'll be Jeffrey and Tierney, yeah?
Proper.
Oh, three. Proper, sorry. Three. Yeah, all right. So, and guys who are not there that long, you know, obviously Diamondi, but I think Diamondi's played in what? Three of the games? Three times against them. Barron as well, 4. That's 4.
Four.
Aye, Bannon playing for us, but he's played against them. He knows what it's about.
Aye. Listen, we need to phone in, but before that, we'll need to start thinking about the Super 6. That always makes your weekend AK, doesn't it?
Sponsored by Walliper. Go ahead, son.
You talk about my good pal, you hear you.
Aye, well, listen, it's August. He usually gets one up in August, doesn't he? So let's hear Southside Super 6.
Hi, welcome to Southside Super 6 for Saturday the 31st of August. This weekend we're going for over 2.5 goals. The first selection is Ipswich against Fulham. The second selection is Leicester and Aston Villa. The third selection is Nottingham Forest and Wolves. The fourth selection is Leeds and Hull. The fifth selection is Mansfield and Stockport County. And the sixth selection is Plymouth and Stoke. If you take all 6 teams, it pays 17.5 to 1.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
$17.5 to 1.
He's trying. Good luck, my man. Good luck. This is it.
£10 on returns, what, AK?
Usually nothing.
Thank you. Oh, dear. It's August, it's still August. This is his month. Good luck, Southside.
Thank you.
I'll be supporting you as usual, mate, and I'll let everybody know how it's going tomorrow.
No doubt you will. I know it's not getting tomorrow, I know. It's got to be brutal. Just need to put on to silent or something.
You got a good run last week. I never commented at all, AK.
Oh, well, you just knew one was coming, didn't you? Unlucky, 5 out of 6, but another...
It's all right. He told me after about 5 dream teams last week, he just loves it when I fail, and he doesn't mind donating the money.
You're a true Rangers supporter, Oxshire.
It's what you call a win-win.
And the one time he didn't have it on, it started 36.5 to 1.
But to be fair, Southside, I have won twice, haven't I, with your bet?
Aye, because you cashed out, aye.
Aye. Yes. So a bit of interest, mate. A bit of interest and a bit of fun, AK, yeah?
Aye, of course, aye. It's not much fun for us. I don't know if you seen it. One of the guys put a post on the Rangers Radio feed earlier, Facebook, and lo and behold, one of the spam guys come in, contact so-and-so, he's the best tipster in town. I felt I had to reply to him, Southside's our tipster, you GTF, you.
Oh, dear. No. Ours is a bit of fun. And a bit of banner. And by the way, it ain't easy to get 6 results up Southside.
As if you go for the hot pots, know what I mean? But
You've tried that.
I know Man City get done away from him to Brentford. That's right. But you know yourself, most of them do pop in. But I thought 2.5 goals this week. Have a go at that. Bye. That's it. See you come Saturday night.
Aye, we will. We will, mate. We will. Right, okay. So all our teams are pretty similar. Yeah, and what have we got then that you think can come on and influence it? We've mentioned Tom Lawrence. Then you've got Danilo, yeah? Usually you'd be thinking you bring the pace of Matondo on, but we've not got that this time, yeah? So we're a bit limited in numbers, if we're honest. Yeah. The people who could come on and refresh the midfielder, maybe Dowell, who we mentioned. Southside.
Aye, we've got Dowell, Danilo, if he plays, it's if he plays Tom Lawrence, or Lawrence can come on, as we'd like to think. And obviously McCausland wouldn't be in that starting 11 either. So that's what we're sort of done to with Danilo, you know. So, listen, I don't know. Raskin's probably going to be there or thereabouts. I don't know if he'd have him on the bench or no, because he's been back training, but it'd only be a week or 8 days or something. But maybe just to bolster the bench, if he has to fling him on, he might, even if it was only the last 10 minutes or something, or somebody took an injury. So, we need to make the bench stronger and all as we're going forward. Obviously, we're just missing Cortez, and Ignaman is a boy we're still waiting to see. And Cortez out injured on his way back, we're asking. So it bolsters and makes us a bit stronger. But we're limited to what's on the bench. That's why it'll be interesting to see if he starts Sterling or Lawrence. Because that'll be the one. If he starts Lawrence, then I'd expect Sterling to be on the bench, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, if you look at the centre backs, the way it is just now, we could do with Balogun back. We don't know about his fitness because obviously the press conference isn't tomorrow because the manager's busy. AK, so we are short. Yeah, obviously the big Naris came in, and I don't think he can be involved by the weekend. I don't think so. But so the squad's evolving, but no for Sunday.
Aye, it's unfortunate. It's that wait in the window, but we'll just need to go with what we've got. But Balogun, he could be involved. He might even start, just depending proper. Obviously, we would like to see proper start because that's the reason why he was bought. But you've still got options there. McCausland can still come on and cause a bit of bother. Danilo was on the score sheet there last week. You've got Tom Lawrence, who we're thinking's no going to start. So that's what 3-4 of your subs used already. Robbie Fraser's there in case we have an issue in the left back area. Cole McKinnon, Bailey Rice, might even Lovelace. I wouldn't be surprised if you see the likes of him. I think he's starting to come back to fitness in the B team game. So we just need to go with where we go and trust in the process.
Yes, if you've got any different thoughts on the team, join us 0141 356 1972. Give us your thoughts, your hopes, your aspirations for the weekend. Anything, comment on the signings. There's a lot going on. Comment on the draw. Seems like a long time ago, the night we were talking about Man United and Tottenham, Southsider.
Aye. Good ties, isn't it? It's something different. You're always happy when you draw an English team in any competition, and it's usually the European games in the past that we've managed to do it in. And needless to say, it's coming along again. And it's just ironic that the two of them are in the Europa League.
Yes, it's no quality the teams are up against. And I think we've all been in a different place in a few weeks. And that comment about October looked mental, but we've now got, by the time we come back in, we're going to be halfway through September. AK, yeah? Doesn't look so mental now, does it?
No, but I think that was the foresight that the manager had, getting players out the door and getting new signings in. And obviously, they're not going to knit together within the first week or two, apart from young Barron, who's hit the ground running. But he had the advantage where he knows the league. He's familiar with his surroundings, speaks very well. I listened to his interview last night as he played it. Young boy's been a breath of fresh air into the club. So it's just about getting all these new signings in and knit together, and the manager will sell the club, tell them the platform they're going to be playing on. You've got all these big European games, but he also detail his plans and his formation, how he wants them to, bring to the team and bring to their teammates.
Aye. It's just difficult when you don't know all the players who can. You don't know them. We don't know them. We don't know what you're getting. And let's be honest, for the majority of support, we've played against Barron. We might have watched them occasionally in Scottish football, but you don't know what you've got till you see them regularly.
You're right, and that's probably where you appreciate him better, when he's actually been in your team, you know. And you highlighted it the other night as well, the off the ball running that the boy does to cover certain positions. That's ingrained in you. You know, you've been coached to do that, to think like that. So that's kudos to how the boy's mindset works. He's very much a team player.
Anyway, we're joined by Duncan. Evening, Duncan.
Evening, guys. How you doing?
All right.
Hi,
How's
Duncan.
your good self, mate? All right.
Good to hear you. I'm becoming a regular here.
Aye. You get when you phone in, ask for your money to put on the Southside Super 6, mate. We don't like anybody losing money.
Brilliant, guys. Listen, guys, just a quick one. To be honest with you, I've just started listening to these news for the last few months, and I thought, no, this is a great station. I love Clive One, right, but see, if it's all about Rangers, it's even better. But my concern is, I look at the transfer market at the moment. I know where we are, right? I get the position we're in now. My point is, how are we in this position? Because we make the same amount of money as Celtic. Take the Champions League out of the equation. They're a Scottish club, so are they. We have the same ticket sales, albeit maybe 5,000 to 8,000. But Rangers have as much ticket sales, as much as a pull all over the world as Celtic do. But they're just better managed at the moment, and we're not. Like David Murray throwing money at it, and people slag him after death. I love David Murray because he said, he's going to fibre, we'll going to tenner. And that time was good, but I look at us now, like Mikey Johnson just went to get a £2.5 million windfall. The other wee boy that played the Leatherkusen, Pong, he's going to move again, another windfall. So the guys that run their club at the moment is putting these clauses in the contract saying we'll sell this player for so much, but as an add-on, if they go again, like Van Dijk, can they get money off Van Dijk going to Southampton to Liverpool? And we just keep buying players, willy-nilly, $6 million Danilo. I guarantee you guys, Danilo will leave Ibrox for nothing, because that's who's running their club. And it's concerning me, because I'm thinking, they can't keep this going. All right, I'm not going to get in the Champions League, but they really need to start thinking big time and saying, look, where do we go for you? Because they're selling players for 25 million, 30 million, certainly. Wanyama, Matt O'Reilly, it's just constant. And we're selling guys for 300 grand, 400 grand. What's another 3 or 4 years of this, and we're gone, we're finished. So, I'm surprised there's not a big crowd outside Ibrox now. You have to hate saying, listen, what's going on? Who's running their club? Because this is not right. Gerrard came in 155, and we're in the back.
Oh, well, no, cut Duncan off. We've lost him. We'll try and get him back. We'll take his points. I get the frustrations of the transfer market, but if you take Danilo, the guy saying Danilo's no longer with the club, you know, and I think the manager came in and him and Coppin have stated publicly that the wages we're paying for what we're brought in and the value we've had isn't right. And there ain't great assets there because they've not done it. They've not done it on the park to become an asset. Southside.
Well, one example, if you used it, was if you look at Tav's stats and goals, he's the team that went to the Europa League final. He was European Golden Boot winner, whatever you want to call it, Europa top goal scorer in the team, and nobody came in for him. No, so he didn't attract anybody. Listen, we've let players stagnate and have them to have had one or two too long. One or two that we say we could have sold. Maybe they didn't want to go. I mean, we accepted an offer for Dessers by all accounts, and he said no. So that proves that you can't force a player to leave. Whether we wanted to sell him or we agreed it or no, that was the report. But end of the day, I would just put it down to plain and simple. They've done better scouting in some of their players than what we've done. That's it. And then once they've had bits of success that they've had, they've been able to sell players because they've been attracted to for other clubs to come and get them. So that's what they've done right, that we've not done right, if you want to be brutally honest about it. But I think now, because we're cutting all the players that we haven't had, we're cutting all the players now because we've got a high wage bill, because we've not had enough success, and they've not played, and a lot of the players have also sat on the bench and been injured for a long time and not even contributed. So I think I would judge the team in the next couple of years, where once we start once Clement's had 3 transfer windows and he's got the actual squad that we want, then when we start to sell players, then we'll see how much they get for them, because we'll have value in them. They'll be young, hopefully they will have been successful, hopefully they've had good games in Europe where you get seen to get extra money if you're playing international football for your country. But first and foremost, if they're doing well at the club and the club sees enough in them, then we'll see how much we sell our players for going forward, which is gaining the board.
It's also the age, outside. It's also the age.
Aye.
You know, if you sign somebody at 29, there's nothing wrong with signing experience, but if you sign them for 29, you give them a 4-year contract, the chances are you ain't making any money, are you?
No, you shouldn't. If you're applying that to Dessers, and he stayed 4 seasons and scored 25 goals a season or whatever in the 4 years, then when he goes to leave, there'll not be much money on him. But if he's had anything about him where we've had a bid for him and that, if it comes to January and he's had a good start, 6 months, and he's flying, he's scoring lots of goals, then you will sell him. He'll be 30 odds or 30, whatever, and you'll maybe sell him for the same amount of money or more than what you bought him for. But we're getting a freshness in the team, we're getting young players in the team. It'll take a wee bit of time for them all to gel. We're bringing a bit of experience in and proper in Cherny so far. So the club is starting, they've realised that things have to change. And now we've got a director of football in, we're bringing a CEO in, and we're structuring the club probably differently. It should have probably been done sooner. There's been mistakes made. But everybody on that board are all Rangers men. They're no people like Mike Ashley who would gladly take a slices and then just use it for his own gains. So we've got right people in the right place. They've made mistakes. Some will maybe move about. We'll have boardroom shuffles going forward. We've got other people in the background might become more prominent in the board. So we'll see. But first and foremost, we need to get it'll take Clement, I said 3 windies, Duncan. We're getting younger players in, and hopefully they'll bed in. We'll get a bit of success, and then we'll take it from there, and we'll maybe see things move forward with the club instead of everybody beating them with a stick and saying this, that. So I'll tell you, what's the point of having a mob outside Ibrox? Tell me what's the point of having a mob outside Ibrox, mate?
Can I come back in?
Aye.
I love your confidence, right? All the guys on the board are Rangers men. Douglas Park was a Rangers man. So he was. Dave King was a Rangers man. David Murray was a Rangers man. James Stones was a Rangers man. It's all right, but all Rangers men. I mean, I get that. But listen, we're doing wrong just now. We're doing something wrong. We're doing something different for the other side of the city. And this, we'll get it right with a new CEO. We've had new CEOs for fun the last couple of years, and they keep leaving. There's something wrong. There's something going wrong at the moment. It takes somebody to wake up and say, listen, how are we going to change? Because we're letting players go for 200 grand, 300 grand. The party official please spend that on a player. It's not right.
Are you talking about Scott Wright going for 300,000?
Oh, let's say Scott Wright, Todd Cantwell. Is Hadji going to leave or not? Ben Davies away on loan.
You've got to look at the Cantwell thing as a whole, mate.
How much did Davies cost? Ben Davies, how much did it cost us?
About 4 million, I believe, mate.
Right, 4 million. He's away on loan. You'll see his contract out and leave for nothing. Morelos left for nothing. Kent left for nothing. Lundstrom left for nothing. Golson left for buttons. Listen, it's not on.
Right, so the mistake made was backing Gerrard there. How many
mistakes is there? How many mistakes were allowed here?
So the thing about it is, it's all different people, mate. This is how you're appointed.
I'll tell you the biggest mistake. Biggest mistake was starting the season and no playing at Ibrox. I've had enough of the board. They're incompetent. Incompetent.
your view, Duncan. I mean, they've made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, and we've missed 2 league games.
No that many mistakes, but no that many mistakes. It's not on.
This is when you talk back that length of time, mate, you're talking about a different board, mate. It's
been happening for years, mate. To be honest with you, it's been happening for years.
But it's different people, mate. There's a few people there, and people have came and went. You know, there's different people. You know.
But see Cubs down south to go. Let's go to Rangers. We'll take one of their players for buttons. But no, listen, there's guys go for 80 million, 90 million, and we're selling players for 300 grand. And guys out on loan. Ben Davies 4 million out on loan. The board are incompetent. Trust me, they're incompetent. And by the way, this is going to get worse. This is going to get a lot worse.
Duncan, right? See if you want to use Ben Davies as an example, right? Ben Davies came in for 4 million, right? Through who's that signed him? Who was it recruited him?
Giovanni.
Right. So he brought him in, and he probably thought, guy will be decent. He'll come up here, he'll be able to play. He's what I want, left-sided defender. So you take the chance, right? And he's been out more injured than he's actually played. So the board, he goes to the board and says, look, that's the player I want, blah, blah, blah. And the boards go, right, okay, you're the man.
Has he said that?
Well, did they think we just lumped him with a player?
Well, do you think Van Bronckhorst was signing the players? Do you think Michael Beale was signing the players?
Michael certainly signed them, mate. He said that, didn't he? He went out and signed everyone.
He got Buckland, right, but I'll tell you what, these guys are not good enough for Rangers, trust me.
What guys are you talking about?
I'll be honest, through the whole team. Through the whole team. I've watched Rangers since I was a 7-year-old. I watched guys like McCoy, Haley, Durant, Cooper, Johnston, even Ted McMinn, guys like Richard Goff, Terry Butcher. I knew we're back in the doldrums again. Back in the doldrums, signing guys. As a boy playing at Hearts now, scoring 30 goals a season, we want to take a chance on him. Same situation years ago with John Robertson, for scoring goals as much as Alan McCoy, we take a chance on him.
Do you never think
start breaking it up here?
Do you never think the manager just doesn't fancy Shanghai?
Listen, did Beale no fancy him either?
Who's that?
Did Michael Shanghai been doing it for 3 years? Comments in the door 10 minutes.
I think Shankland's best season was last season, mate. He scored goals, but
Shankland scored goals every season, being professional. Every season. Now, I understand he's going to leave Hearts at the end of the next season for nothing. I get that. But the fact of the matter is, we're at a different market now, and it's happening. I'll be honest with you, it's happening.
But you've got to be realistic. We're not signing.
It's not doing to bad management. It's not doing to nothing. It's not doing to anything else apart from bad management. Bad management.
How do you increase the turnover then? How do you increase the turnover?
That's
spend their money.
$64 million question, isn't it?
Aye, so you increase the turnover by making the capacity bigger, and you might have a bit of inconvenience for two get.
Can I ask you an honest question?
Aye.
Tell me one boy that plays at Rangers who's a Rangers diehard, who's Rangers through and through, born, bred, went to school and loved and breathed Rangers. Tell me one.
In my squad.
Tell me one guy in the squad who loved and breathed Rangers.
McCausland.
Robbie Fraser, you just said squad, mate.
Seriously,
I know what you're trying to say, right? But see the thing is, no one really gets in my goal. Everybody goes, well, look at them across the city, How many of them are actually playing their first team, is what you're trying to describe? Supports him as a boy. Ralston. And he gets in his squad. That's it, Ralston. That's it. There's no another one. Forrest. Right.
In the past, guys like John Brown, Andy Gorham, Alan McCoy, David Cooper, Barry Ferguson, Derek Ferguson, Ian Durant, Richard Goff. That's the difference. That's what's up there now. That's what's wrong.
I don't deny that we should maybe try and sign more Scottish players. I would always like more Rangers supporters in my team. But listen, I think we should have signed Shanklin last summer. But I think the ship might have sailed because where's the asset in it? Where's the business model in it? The next season, where you sign him in January, it's going to be the head of the worst 30.
Yep.
So where's it?
Do you know what? I want to use one more statement before I go. I'll leave you this wee statement. See 20 years ago, Celtic were spending more money on duds, more money on guys like Andy Payton. Duds. 6 million for a Brazilian, never seen Raphael Shite. 20 years ago, and we're spending 300 getting guys on loan. No, what's up? The guys at the top of the hill at Ibrox are no fit and proper. They're no good enough.
How do you get the revenue up, mate? How do you get the revenue up?
Listen, to get the revenue, you get the right guys in charge for a start.
It's not a trick question. How do you get the revenue up? Because we're at a ceiling.
You get
Can I come in there, Rox?
On you go.
Rox. Stamarnock.
Yes, Stamarnock, how are we doing?
Good evening, lads. I'm sorry I've missed most of the show. I'm no long in, so I've just caught the retail end about the board. I kind of agree about the board, as you've probably seen on the thing with it. I've just got this hatred now of Bennett, because I just don't think he's been there since 2015. I don't think he's took us anywhere. He's been there as part of the leadership team, to call them that. I know he's a chairman, but he's always been in a leadership, as in directorate level, all the way since King. And all the disasters all the way through it, Murty, Kachinya, Australia. And just saying about revenue, my plan would have been a couple of £5 million players, front loaded, to get into that Champions League groups. And see if we failed it, then we sell the keeper. And Kelly's the backup, as in he did the Europa League and he did the Premier League. But there was no gambling, there was no forethought. It was just FPP. That scare word out there, know what I mean, for everybody at the minute. But I think it's been used, and as I say, I think Bennett needs to go. I think.
Great call.
Don't get me wrong, and I'm no fears for Sunday. By the way, the players I think they've got rid of a lot of bad rot. Know what I mean? And I'm feeling as good as I've ever felt for the last couple of years at this game on Sunday. Just with like a Cherny and Chefty, if he stays on the park, Barron, hopefully the Proper will make it. And compared to the guys we've got shorty, I'm feeling a wee bit optimistic.
More legs in the team. Right, we'll take the Bennett one. I did say a few nights ago, I think the AGM will be really interesting, mate, if it's run right, yeah. And there is criticism be thrown at certain decisions it's made. Nobody gets it right. But we can't compare. We can't compare where we are at a club and where Scottish football is and where world football is, European football, and where we were in 1986 when Souness came in. Because there's no way we can buy that. But there's no way we can go and buy half the England squad. We just can't do it.
Guys, do you think maybe getting a guy like Barry Ferguson to kind of coach could help us?
Well, we've got a similarity, so maybe the legend, but we've got Alex Ray there. AK, in you come.
Yep.
I know it's an interesting conversation with Duncan and Dalmarnock. Welcome to Toys. Listen, we all share your concerns in that as well. It's not as if we're on here cheerleading at the board and happy clapping and all that. We know what's the frustration. We share the frustration, but when you're comparing us to Celtic, we've been hamstrung basically because of demotion. When you can say that as excuses or no, but it's a fact. Celtic's had a free run at Champions League money for the last 10 years.
And all the trophies in Scotland, mate, and all that millions add up.
Aye, exactly, and that's how they've got assets in their squad that they can sell for all the multi-millions. We're in a totally different financial predicament. Yeah. Well, Duncan, let us finish, mate. We gave you the courtesy. Duncan, we gave you the courtesy, mate. It's your own opinion, though. But it's we're rebuilding. There's mistakes been made. There's no doubt about that. But I put that down to the previous boards because see, when you look at the change in chairman, we've had 2 chairmen, we've had 2 CEOs, we've had 2 directors, we've had Paul Murray, John Gilligan, we've had umpteen changes of managers for Gerrard, and people are saying he wasn't get back. Who was in charge of recruitment? That's where it all started to go wrong for me. Tavernier's been at our club for 9 years. But Duncan, let us finish, mate. Tavernier's been at our club for 9 years and he's only won 3 trophies. You know what I mean? That's not just down to him, but how many managers has he went through, how many players has he went through. When you keep having to refresh your squad, the wage bill is spiralled out of control. And no matter what you say, either Domar, that financial fair play is massive for the full of Europe, because you just need to look at the other clubs in the other leagues. We are getting dictated with that ceiling that Oxford's on about. We can't go above that. We have to run the full club basically in 25% of our income, because we're paying out 75% in wages. It's crazy. I agree with you there. So we need to learn our lessons to go forward.
Wait a minute. We've been joined with Smurf. Evening, Smurf.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Southside, and evening, Duncan. Hope you're all well. I've just got a couple of wee points. 4 points. They're not digging in. I just want to highlight a couple of things. First thing is the Celtic captain was born and bred, and his whole family are Rangers men. So that's the first point. So all this stuff that you need Rangers men in the pitch, that'd be great, but it's no essential. The other point is...
One guy.
No, just listen to what I've got to say, please. The other point is, you're highlighting the importance. You want a full team of Rangers men. You don't want a board full of Rangers men. Do you not think that's a wee bit contradictory?
I didn't say that.
Point is, stop. And the third point, it's all right coming in and slating everything. I'd like to hear your solution.
My solution is get rid of the board and get guys in
charge.
Right,
so who are you replacing with? Who are you replacing them with?
Well, that's a big question. But I'm saying these guys are more competent. They've proved over the past 20 years they're more competent.
Right.
There's no many.
All these guys were on the board for 20 years. No, that's a nonsense. That's fantasy stuff. They're making stuff up now. So what I'm saying is...
Are you happy the last 20 years was happened?
Sorry?
Are you happy the last 20 years was happened to the club?
No, nobody's happy about it. Nobody's happy about it. But what I'm saying to you is, you don't have a solution.
Wait a minute, lads. Wait a minute.
If I knew that, I'd be the chairman.
Duncan, just wait to hear your name, mate. It's no hard. Just wait to hear your name, right? Right. Smart. Good points. Duncan, you've come in and said you love David Murray. David Murray, was he no ultimately culpable for a lot of the things that happened to us the last 20 years?
Yes and no.
Right, so you've got to move on for it. So people make mistakes, and it's how you learn for it. AK's gave you the point that David a free roll and hoovered up a lot of money, their finance. And also, we've made a mistake maybe back in history when we've never built a stadium big enough, but we lost a lot of revenue, right? But the point you've been asked is, you said you wanted to go to Ibrox and protest and get the board out. Then what?
Well, good question, because I don't have the answer to that, and neither does anybody right at this moment. But all I see
we might need change. Let me finish.
What I see is everybody is judged on performances and results. Okay, in the last 20 years, performances and results for Glasgow Rangers Football Club has not been good enough. Simple as. So they've got a cracking stadium. Top of the range stadium for developing it just now, and this board decided to develop it for a Champions League qualifier to play their games at Hampden. For me, that's a sackable offence, because we need to use that home advantage.
And you're spot on, mate. You're spot on.
So it's not good enough.
The guy that was given the task and the guy that was given the project management, they've both been sacked, mate. So it was a sack, my friend. You're spot on.
Who let Ken go for free? Who let them go for free?
Well, there's another one of your answers.
Who let the others go for free?
When you said we didn't support Gerrard, they did. They never sold Morelos and Kent, Southside.
Because Gerrard wanted to keep them. That's why they weren't sold. And
Gerrard left. They still a couple of years in their contract.
That's right. Well, look at State Alfie now. Where's Alfie? Well, tell me about where's Alfie playing now, Duncan? Where's Alfie playing? So he's not playing anywhere as far as I know. Listen, there's been mistakes made. Smurf, see what you were saying. Aye, we can hold the board accountable for a few of the things, right? Obviously mistakes, right? But see, to be honest, that at that board now, they're all guys that have all supported the club and they've all put in their own personal money, and then they've took shares, and then they've been diluted down and all that, and then the share price will have to come up for a lot of them to get their money back. But all the people that have been in the board for Dougie Park, who's now left, have all put their own personal money in, and Dougie had to put more money in at times than others wanted to put in to help the club. So people have got to remember that and all. We've seen people in like taking money and doing deals and taking no to your advantage, and he's no far down the road in England. And he'd happily try and get a slice back in our club, no doubt, because he knows the potential that's in there. But aye, the board have made mistakes. But I'm hoping once they instruct a CEO in and we start to, as I've said, Clement needs 3 windies. Aye, and he's not as much money this window for him as what Bill got to spend last year. So that's because we've changed manager and we've had to get rid of a lot of the players that we've all said on here for months and months. Stuart Robertson and probably him that went to Newcastle, Wilson, they two are probably most responsible for most of the damage in our club.
Absolutely.
See,
can I just make another point as well? When you were saying about like the last 20 years, it's been we've went through turmoil, right? And you've got to blame all that success. See all these players, that team of the 90s, because we were on the other day and you rhymed them up and all, right?
Yeah. David
Murray, everything that's happened in the club since 2012, 100% of the blame sits at David Murray's door. In my opinion.
Did you enjoy the time under David Murray?
No, at the expense of what's happened to him. No.
That's actually
and see,
David Murray's the best days of my life.
Right, he gave you the best days of your life, right? But he also destroyed your club, mate.
No, I never.
He did. He did.
I never.
I did. But you don't know what happened then. He must have been sleeping in a cave or something, mate. He did. He sold the club. He sold the club. He bankrupted the club, and he sold it for £1. He didn't have a choice. It wasn't even his choice to sell the club. It was Lloyds Bank's choice to sell the club.
Inland Revenue had something to do with that?
What?
Inland Revenue had something to do with that?
The Inland Revenue? No.
Yes.
No. Lloyds forced them to do it. And the Inland Revenue.
Let's go after.
See the decision to use EBT. See the decision to use EBT.
Yeah.
It was David Murray's decision.
Let's go back to the present for 2 seconds, right, guys? Like,
no, but I just want to make one other point.
Wait a minute, enough.
Just want to make one more point.
Right, wait a minute. The 2 years. You sit in that corner. Duncan, I've told you once, I'll tell you twice, you'll not get told a third time. Wait to hear your name. Domarnock, in you come, mate. You're the voice of reason. And
I don't know about that.
You're always a reasonable guy, mate. The top box, right? Right, so I get your point that we should maybe go to the players in, but I'm going to ask you the same point I asked the boys earlier. All these people that's left the club, we'll maybe not get the players in quick enough. Is there any of them that have left this summer that you would have kept?
No, not one of them. I wanted rid of a lot of them. Know what I mean? They were just so much losses under them. It was ingrained in them. And that's why I've got a wee bit of hope going to this hole on Sunday that we've got a spine of a new team there. We've got different players that haven't even played at Ibrox are gone there, which is a bit mad to think. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So I've got some hope, some fight in me that it's not the same guys. You know what I mean? That just went there time after time and lost game after game. Goal after goal, mistake after mistake. So no, I'm looking forward to Sunday, and we're going to take it to them. You know what? It's not going to be all under a Clement either at this game. As much as I think he's also made mistakes, also I think his ego's get in the way of things. The way he's handled Cantwell and Hadji, I think any good manager could have went to Cantwell. Listen, mate, we need you. We'll sell you. get yourself in the shop window, Champions League, get us through there and manage them better. But he's never liked them since day one, I don't think, because he's TikTok stuff and all that. But that's just the modern day footballer. Phil needs to learn. He should have adapted a wee bit better. But again, Cantwell should have got the spats with Sutton and all that. No, I mean, that was a poor show by him as well. But they're mad with the social media. The players, it's all about the players, isn't it? They've got egos. And
some of them. Then you've got Conor Barton, haven't you?
Brilliant guy, you know what I mean? And that's how I think. Again, he's not going to be shying away for going there on Sunday. I think he'll stand up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know he's a young boy. People talk about he might take a dip. He might not take a dip. He might just keep on getting better and better and better. He's been our best player since the start of this season. Long may continue, and I'm sure we'll agree with that.
Aye. The players that were brought in, no matter, I don't know how good they're going to be. You've no time to judge them, you know. And I include Conor Barron and that. But that's all we're just saying. If you're paying 10 million, 12 million, 15 million, you don't know what you're getting, really, do you?
You don't, and they're going to adapt to a new environment, new teammates, and some players just click. Some players will never click. But we just hope we're getting it right this time, because I know people talk about come on, these 2-3 transfer windows. We don't get time for that. Well, we need a team to work together. Even though we're not spending tens of millions, you can still win a league with a team of players that are working for each other and doing their job, and having a good coach, a good manager that's tactically astute. Come on, he's won leagues, hasn't he?
I've said it before on here. Do you think that's where the hangover's coming from, mate? Because the way we blew the league. Because we blew the league, let's be honest, we've got to be honest, we blew the league, and that's where the hangovers came from. We'd have still got rid of a lot of the players, but they'd have been out the door differently, and we'd have felt differently. And even
I think
if we won the league, the whole debacle with the Ibrox thing had not been ready, which isn't right, but it's still not the end of the world, and it's not the worst thing ever happened to my club, let's be honest. Right?
Win, lose or draw, the players were leaving, so that must have been in their head as well.
Aye.
Why do I want to go out and... I know they're professional, but why would I want to go out and get this team into Champions League, then I'm going down to the First Division Championships and I've just won them a prize at the top tournament in Europe, and they're off to, I don't know, wherever they're going, but they're not going to the Champions League, you know what I mean? So why, as I say, they're still professionals. They shouldn't have lost that league. It was shameful.
Guys.
Just wait, Duncan, just wait. We've just announced the club. Just waiting for it to break official on the club, but we have signed. Let me try and get his name right. Nadim Benjamin from Italy for 4 million AK.
Nice pronunciation. Berjami, I read it as, but no, brilliant. 4 million euros as well. There we are. We do have money. It's all about getting people off the wage list. But no, interesting comments as well for your there, Dunmallett. I agree with you to an extent a wee bit about the kind of Hadji Cantwell situation. I'm just wondering how Clement feels about it, because he's been landed with two players that wasn't his trainings and wasn't his kind of doing about where they've landed. You know, Hadji was signed with Gerrard 4.5 years ago, Ox. He did brilliant in the back of that. We won the league, fantastic contribution, got a really serious injury, and fair then he's became a problem for the club, and it's obviously his wages and what have you. But does Clement really want to be working with a player that's not his? And it's the same with Cantwell, and it's the same with most of the guys that's left the club. I think Clement is just, they're trying to get the wage structure down. They're trying to get a younger element in the squad. And basically, Clement wants to work with his own players. You can't blame a manager for that.
I think Hadji should have been playing. He was played quite well in the Euros, so he was fit, a lot fitter than the rest of them. Know what I mean? With his game time. Again, I think what we're going to do if Hadji doesn't go, we'll need to play him.
Guys, can I come in,
pay that
please?
Extra wage.
Can I come in?
Ox?
On you go. I think Ox is on mute. On you go, Dom.
Listen. My point is, right, we're talking hindsight, this and that, the current matches in players. We've had the highest wage bill in Scotland for the last 10 years. The highest wage bill. That's baffling.
How do you know that? How do you know that, Duncan? Really? How do you actually know that? Do you get a share issue? Do you get accounts for across the city?
The paper's on the rank.
Oh, you read the paper? Are they no? You believe everything you see in the papers? Come on. Every newspaper out there is absolutely hunting his down every other day of the week.
There's no house wage bill.
Honestly, see if you're going to tell me you don't know and you read the papers, then I'm flabbergasted if you want to make that proof that we've got a higher wage bill than them.
That's why we sold Golston, got rid of Golston and brought in Proper, because we half the wages. That's why guys are leaving for 600 grand, because we can't afford the wages.
It's not that we can't afford the wages, Duncan. It's financial fair play with the you're tied up with the percentage of your turnover. Yeah. And you'll not be allowed to play in Europe.
Guys, I'm going to disagree with you.
Duncan, it's facts. You need to read up on it, mate. Financial fair play is a big thing.
Rangers have been paying top dollar for most players for the last 10, 15 years. Guys on contracts and like, I mean, Golston 25 grand a week.
We've only started paying big wages again since Gerrard came in the door in 2018, as our crop started to get back to normality. And then we get left with some players on, and we extended some contracts, and we've hit a ceiling. And then we've been left with players who weren't contributing nothing on the park, who were earning fortunes. So
answer me this.
Duncan, just wait, mate. Just wait.
Okay, good point, yeah. Good point.
Just wait, mate. And if you don't know about FFP, and you take all your guidance for the Scottish press, mate, I'm worrying where you're getting your information for. Our percentage of our turnover of wages is higher than Celtic's, because their turnover is slightly higher and has been for most of the time, and obviously a lot longer in the last 12 years. So we've had a ceiling with players that were left, and we had to get the wage bill done.
About money.
Most of the players that have gone have went with decent wages. Yeah, but made a lot of mistakes. Right, made a lot of mistakes. I would have never gave Golston a 4-year contract.
I give you.
Right.
But if you do the money, then why are we still continuing the same process? Like, we're trying to get this, buy a player, a youth player for a certain price, maybe a good age, like 22, 23. I get that, but young Barron looks good. He looks a really good prospect. So I get that, and that's the way forward. I totally get that. But my point is, we had a chance to qualify for the Champions League. 4 games to go, and we didn't take advantage of it. There's £40-50 million windfall there.
Potentially, aye. And only my opinion. I don't know if we'd get through the next tie, but I don't know how we'd go on against Salzburg. I didn't think we were in a lot of danger. I didn't think we were in a lot of danger. I don't know what you thought, Domano, to that crazy send-off. Domano?
Yeah.
No, I thought the game could have went either way. And I think we were definitely not coming into it. And it was an awful decision. Again, I wouldn't have brought him out. You know what I mean? At half time, if I was a manager, and people talk about thing was also on a yellow as well. Who'd you call him? In the midfield, but again, I think Diamonde. But I think Diamonde's a different kind of. I don't think he's as aggressive as Chefty in his play. But I would have subbed him. You know what I mean? And they were dying about it, weren't they? It was awful. Just the play acting, and that's what this mega money does to teams. They'll just cheat to get that money. There's no morals in football, is there? Same with the players. They're all mercenaries. You know what I mean? They don't get any allegiance. Talking about getting a team full of Rangers players, the Rangers fans, but unfortunately the talent pool in Scotland's not there, and it's just freedom of movement in it. All these European players or South American players, it's just that's your talent pool now. That's what you need to pick for. If we thought we could just pick Scottish Rangers players, or there's just talent pool. Unfortunately, we'd love.
Guys, can I ask you a question before I go?
Playing.
On you go, Duncan. Last one. Go on.
Just a quick question. In your opinion, Rangers fans like myself, what's your biggest asset as a selling point of view? Like, who's your biggest assets? Name 3 players with the biggest assets. Go for the biggest money.
Oh, that's a good question. I've got my 3. AK.
That's a nice, easy one. Butland, I would say, is probably our best one now.
Yeah, I agree.
After that, Sterling, and probably Barron. Probably Barron, I would throw into that.
How much you talk about for these 3 players?
Oh, no idea.
25 million each. 25 million each. There you go.
It must be right, Southside. That was in the paper.
Duncan, I get it, right? I get you're passionate and all that, mate, but you've got to really... We're all frustrated, right? But see all this negativity, want to have a protest outside Ibrox, right? That ain't going to achieve anything. We need to support the team. We need to get behind them. We got there on Sunday, we get a victory. I'll guarantee you. Everybody will want to come on here and be waxing the praises of the manager and the team and all that, right? So that's how easily things can change.
I'll fire it back to you. We have to go on Sunday and get beat 4 or 5-0.
But we've only get beat 4 or 5-0.
What about they?
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll sit
I'll tell you what will happen. I'll tell you exactly what will happen. We'll speak to you a week on Monday.
That's what I'm saying. There's negativity straight away. No, I mean, what happens if? What happens if? It's about what we're going to do, mate. Listen, you don't need to fear anybody. It's a new season. It's a new season. We've got a new squad. We're trying to embed new players in. And it's about time we go behind the manager. We've been beat the last couple of games, if you want to judge them, but we've only beat by much, mate. We were a better team in the games. Right. So I'm just looking forward to it. It's a new season. And unfortunately, Ninnies are going to be in there to help support the team due to them changing the rules. But apart from that, need to keep the faith, mate. Stay united and get behind everybody. And if things go pear-shaped 6 months down the line, then if I can see it myself, I'll be first on here to tell you, things aren't right. But at the moment, we've got to just stick with what we've got. We've got another signing in the door. We've done 2 new signings, and we reckon there might be another one before 11 o'clock. So we might have a 3 at the end of the day, mate.
Good shout, big man. Good shout. We are the people. We are the people.
Cheers, Donkey Boy. Good call for Duncan there. Smurf, how are you doing, mate?
I'm okay. I was just reading the paper there, sorry.
All right. And by the way, I seen it, Freddie, start out your hamster, didn't he?
Just did my research. No, it's just, I think people forget, we were in the doldrums before 2012 because everything that was going on, the court cases and everything. See, in the 15 years, from 2007 up to 2022, people forget all that pandemonium, all that madness, all that fear, everything. We still played in 2 European finals.
It's bizarre, isn't it? It's bizarre. It's bizarre when you talk about the guys for the mid-70s right up to 97, the legends, the good teams we are. Never get close.
No. And
maybe 93, sorry.
Aye, well, we were robbed then. There was, but and that's affected other teams. That happened to Dundee United as well. They were cheated out through bribery and all that. But I just hope that Rangers fans realise this is now a process. What was financial fair play? It's now about solvency, and it is profit and sustainability. They've rebranded it, and it came in last year. For 80% of what we turnover we're allowed to spend this year, but we're obviously cutting that. It goes to 70% next year, and then it's judged over a 3-year period. So you're not really going to know where you're at until the season 26-27. And I honestly believe the whole of the European football, the English Premiership is a standalone entity. It will not affect that really. But to the rest of these leagues, make no mistake, we're not going to know what the fallout, the landscape is not going to be self-levelling until we get to 26-27, when we see this, how this all transpires. You see Scottish players going to Italy now. Never really seen that before. You know, B. Connor Barron, he was touted for a move over there. They're looking at emerging markets. We're regarded as a football and backwater. Clubs are coming to look at players for your league because everybody wants value for money. And so the board's limited to what it can do. All it can do now is grow the business and grow the top line. It doesn't matter if I've got £1 billion in the bank, it can't spell it, it can't spend it.
You know what I really admire about you? I remember a few months ago you came on the show, mate, and you went and read about financial fair play, didn't you? Aye. And and what they've done, the process we went through. By the way, how we got here is taking to Barnard's point and all the errors we've made. That's a different argument. But here now, we had to sort it to Barnard.
You still got that 3 year. I presume it's a rolling 3 year period.
Aye.
And as much as Murray was definitely the cause of the what happened to us. He did speculate. That was his with Champions League money, didn't it? That was always his game. We're going to spend this because we know 2-3 years. Because we know we're going to get in that Champions League at one point within these 2 or 3 years. That was his. I remember that was his kind of strategy back then. And I don't know, was it the banking crisis? And it was all he got rid of us to save the rest of his businesses, didn't he? That's what he basically done through the banks. And I think it was a worldwide problem. It was just affecting him. But financial fair play, it's there, it's real. But I still think businesses still need a bit of speculation. And then if you think
you'd have done it slightly different, but I'm going to tell you something why I would have done it the way they've done it, and I'm going to tell you why, though, man. And I'm not backing them or saying that they're right. It's only my point of view, right? Don't think I'm agreeing with what they've done. I would have done it the way they've done it, getting people out before you bring people in, because if they people don't leave, you're in a bigger hole, mate.
Aye, there's a point there, but...
And I'm serious about it, because if Cantwell doesn't leave and sits for 2 years, mate, taking close to 20-odd thousand, 30,000 a week, mate, and whatever else, and what it costs you, or it costs you more in court cases, and you end up with him and whatever happens with Hadji. I don't dislike Hadji, but all of a sudden you're paying out nearly £63 million a year in Scottish football for players that aren't playing at all, you know. And obviously maybe Hadji still weighs at the moment, and no offence to him, he's in a terrible injury, but they had to get rid of bodies. AK, you can come in before they brought bodies in, because they couldn't. If they front loaded it with players and these guys didn't go, Lama, Cifuentes, Cantwell, we didn't get Ben Davis after partially after books, Scott Wright chips in with a small percentage yet. It all makes sense, mate. Then you bring the players in because you know the decks are clear. AK.
You're 100% right there, Oxen. It's just trying to understand how the club's actually operating now. And
that's
we've tried to explain it.
As a supporter, I want to sign the guys the first opportunity. I want to bring in better players. I want to bring in more expensive players. But I understand what they've had to do.
Aye, absolutely. And that's what we've tried to do on here, explain the financial fair play and the restrictions that it causes us. Because if we breach the financial fair play, we go above our ceiling, where wages, where output and all that. UEFA could hammer us. The fine is they could put us out of European competition, and then you don't have that money coming in. It's all about, trying to generate as much money as you can. And I think the books tell us last year we had a turnover of £82 million, well, we've got 63, 64 million pound going out in that right away. So you try to operate the full club with the rest of that money bringing in it wasn't happening. I mean, there are two guys, Southside mentioned it earlier, Ross Wilson and Stuart Robertson have got a lot to answer for with this, but none of the two of them were ever held to account, because I think it was a couple of years ago there was an AGM where a guy queried about the Bacuna signing, and he got shot down because he got his figures wrong. But you know, the support have been, I don't know, I wouldn't say like hoodwinked or that. The club are operating now, I would say, are trying to operate now at a far more prudent level with our finances than we've ever done. And we should have been doing that probably about 5-10 years ago, when we were getting cash in for Europe. We were getting a transfer fee in off of Bassey and Patterson, Aribo and Sakala and all that. We should have been using that money more. But they gambled to begin big wages to Lundstrom. We're getting big wages to Butland. We're getting big wages to Tavernier. Now we'll be looking to get the guys after the book sooner or later as well. But that's the way we've got to operate in the future. And we've got to try and keep this the wage bill down as much as we can. Plus the revenue's got to go up too. So we've just got to be understanding.
And bring the hammer down, Muller. And remember, we've got a football match on Sunday, Southside.
Aye, this is what all gets scrutinised when things aren't going the way they should be. If we'd won the league last year, a lot of this wouldn't have get spoke about. Ibrox might not have been ready, but it wouldn't have been so much a kick-off. I still think there is a bit of a hangover, because I'm not happy about Everton either, Dalmarnock. No, we're no. But there's no point in putting the boot into the club at every take, while you still have a protest outside Ibrox now. You know, I don't see that. Listen, I'll go to the AGM. I'm sure a lot of questions will be asked. I'm wanting to get up and answer a few myself. And we'll see how the board address it. And that's what it's all about. You get a chance to go to the AGM, and hopefully a lot of questions will get asked. Sometimes they're quite quick to get away, and they're not so keen and letting you talk a lot longer. And it's what sometimes I've seen saying no when guys are still waiting to ask questions. Once I think they got everybody done, the second time a lot of people missed out. So I'd expect it to be a bit frosty regarding things about Ibrox and different things, maybe players' wages, and if that's what people want to bring up. But if a team's winning by the time we go to the AGM, you know what it's like. You know, everybody's happy because we'll be sitting there top of the league and we're winning. But the board is answerable, and I'm sure probably this time next year there'll maybe be a couple of changes and other people will come in. Might get a couple of investors into the board. Who knows? But it's all about beating them on Sunday, and that's what it's all about. So hopefully that's what we'll achieve with this team and squad.
Tomorrow, you mentioned the word pace. We'll definitely get more pace from our team in.
Yeah, a lot more pace in midfield. Harder workers, you know what I mean, and a wee bit more guile about them, a wee bit more aggression about them. I'm as I say, I'm looking forward to Sunday. I've got hope, you know what I mean. Quite a lot of hope actually. Considering the last couple of years, we went there, we've got nothing. Cheated a few times, right enough. But hopefully, just want a fair ref, call the right decisions. If the game goes against us in the field of play, then that's it. But as long as the decisions are right, but I think we're going to be for a wee surprise on Sunday. And it starts on Sunday, doesn't it? It's the biggest game. It's the hardest game, arguably, there without one fan in the park. Just hope we go there and silence them. And we'll hopefully hear the booze at the end of the 90 minutes coming through their fans. There'll be a few happy bears.
Have you thought about your team, mate? We gave our teams out here. Have you thought about your team?
I think it picks itself. Chefty, proper, Suter. It needs to be Tab, unfortunately. I'd rather have Stelling in there, but we need Stelling in midfield. Barron, Diamondi, Dessers, Cherny, and who have we got? Matondo, that's it, yep. Picks itself, doesn't it, really?
Good team.
picks itself. And again, we know they're going to target Tav, the cross balls down the line. So we just need to make sure he's kind of. I wouldn't say protected, but the team need to work as a unit. We go forward as a unit, we come back as a unit. If someone goes out of position, then someone needs to fill that position. I did notice Tav was kind of working the midfield quite a lot the last couple of games, especially at Hampden, which I've never seen him there. I don't know if it was instruction to come out into the middle of the park. But as long as there are other people, I did notice Barron doing the kind of lunchroom role, sitting in that back line. So, as I say, as long as we're up for it, we put a good fight up, that's all we want in it. And just let's take it to them.
AK.
Well said, though, Mark. I really enjoyed the show tonight with everybody. Great discussions with yourself, Mark, Smurf and Duncan too. So I'm looking forward to Sunday. Get the sleeves rolled up, fill that jersey and just go out there and date for the troops. One of Rangers. Thanks, Hawks.
Right, okay. I take it that's you finishing. Is it time for your bed?
I thought that's what you were asking me today.
I was wondering what he was talking about.
Thanks for your call.
Have a nice sleep. Yeah, we'll carry on with it.
There's enough phone. See you later, AK. Thanks for having the show tonight.
All right. What a walloper.
Oh dear. Right.
Away to get an early daily record, are you?
I need to get my fix.
He's got to listen to that. He's going back to listen to Super Scoreboard for an exclusive.
There's a lot of focus on everybody when you speak to them that it's a common theme in it, Tav, and that's the weak point of our team. Do you see it like that? Or is it the right side of the defence totally?
Who are you saying that to?
South side.
Me? Well, if I had the choice, I'd like Sterling to have played in there. But, because I think he'd do a better job at right back, and I don't think there's many people in Scotland that would go by him when he's in the right back position, but he's not had enough game time in there and that, and Tav will probably take that position. And so he'll play there, Box, and we'll just hope he's a good game. And as Dalmarnock said, he warmed about into the middle of the park, and that it seemed to go a bit wandering, didn't he? And like the playing time. So the two full-backs sometimes might do that. You have to might come inside their own, go on that one that he can do. So I think we've got options. I think we've got pace. I think we've got players now, and it'll be in the right positions. Sterling apart. But depending on what role he gives him, I just think it's a number 10 that's the issue for us all. It'll be a choice. I think you might find Lawrence might play, but given the choice, I wouldn't. But I just have to go up there with no fear. Well, nothing to fear. Just go up there and get stuck right in about them and put them in the back foot. And we just need to make sure we don't usually give away any stupid mistakes that leads to anything. But apart from that, they've got pace down the wings. But we've got pace in one wing and we've got Tavo in the other. But you'll just need to put yourself into the right positions. And he's a threat going forward, should we get him in the forward area. So, I'm no fearing this mob on Sunday at all. Guys, no fearing them at all.
Smurf?
I've got a good feeling about it. I mean, we lack a wee bit of strength and depth, but if we approach a game in the right manner, and we don't start cold, we get after a flyer and we're competitive right from the get-go and we go man for man, I'm convinced we can get something for that game. Absolutely, we can get something for that game. And I think if that happens, we come away with a draw, maybe even get a win. As long as we get a point on the board, I could be the catalyst for the rest of the season, galvanise a fan base. So it's really important, and I think we've got enough there to do it.
Yeah, I get it, mate. I get it. It's a springboard, a moment, a bit to. We've talked about the word hangover, the man to lift all that. If we can get a result we're back at Ibrox, the gloom lifts, new players are in, we've no seen optimism rises, and then we get our shoulder to the wheel, yeah.
Aye, as I say, the fans have been quite toxic, and it's not just a couple of games; it's seasons in it. That's why they're so toxic and frustrated. And Sunday could be, you know what I mean? Sunday could be a springboard to the whole season, and it won't take long for them to turn on their manager if things start going wrong for them, which we all touch wood that it happens, and it does. We know what they're like. You know what I mean? There'll be more bullets in the post for them, and hopefully we're just sitting there laughing at them, smelling at them, and just go and do what we do against the other Scottish teams, and just take points after them when it matters. So that's what I think.
Can I bring another point as well? Just on the back of that is that we've got they're looking at. I think the Rangers fans as well are looking out there, seeing money that's getting spent, right, which has been allowed because they're getting wages out the door, the same as we've done, big wages out the door, etc. And getting transfer fees in, you've got Champions League money. See next year, there's no automatic Champions League place. And big transfer fees, and agents' fees, and big wages still need to be paid. You've got to balance out our 3 years. And if Rangers nick the league, and as I say, there's no guaranteed Champions League place next, things can very, very, very quickly just turn on their head just like that. And it's a fragile, murky world, I think, football at the moment, where all this sort of takes place and settles itself. And it's okay, they're speculating, they accumulate. They want a big scalp in Europe and the Champions League, etc. You know, and they've got their hangovers. They've watched us playing in European finals. So things can change very, very quickly. And I don't think people should lose sight of that.
Well, they've got a bigger hangover than that, mate. But that's another story. Right.
Are a hypno man?
No.
Funny enough, that's no in the papers, Ox.
Can it be true then, can it? Yeah, poor Donkey. Donkey, sparked the show. You sparked the show, mate. On you go, mate.
I was going to say there, now the memories kind of kick up in social media. I think it was Rangers Archives played an Old Firm game. Season 1988-89. We had 0 points on the board when we went to Celtic Park, and Big Butcher, bullet header. I think the game finished 1 each that day. That was the turning point. So that's how vital this game is. It's about time we started making our mark on this game. That's what I'm saying. So the players, they need to fill the jersey, don't they? They need to stand up for the club and just go out there and put on a performance. But that's how vital this game could be, is what Smurf said there.
Listen, mate, I mean, I've not checked this out, but maybe Southside might remember, but for 75 up to 89, we won at Parkhead once, I believe. Yeah, in the Premier League. And all the players that Donkey mentioned earlier, a lot of them took part in the games. Some great players took part in them. You know, it's happened. Yeah, and they had a terrible record against us at Ibrox as well for a lot of that time as well. So we go there. If we play, and it's if we play, we'll win. But you need to play Southside, didn't you?
Aye, you need your 11 players on the day to turn up. Listen, for all the years that I've went to the games, and there's many a time when I went confident, thinking we'll turn them out, and they've came to Ibrox and done us. And you look at their team, you're thinking, what's going on here? Because you can't really predict it. Aye, lately they've had the upper hand, and it's a hard one to take, but you have to move on. At one point, you're going to strike. And I said on here on Wednesday, I think this is our time on Sunday. I just feel as if it's time to put the marker down. Aye, they're at home. They've got the full support. They've got a team that's playing, which they're all playing to a system Rodgers has got them playing. They all know what they're doing. We've come in and we're bringing in players and we're trying to settle them into the team, and we might have a Sterling in midfield and whatever, which we wouldn't normally maybe want. We'd want somebody else that we maybe brought in, bought, and can do a real midfielder job, a real number 10 and all that. I get it. But the squad is gelling. We've got energy, we've got legs, we've got a freshness about us. And you just hope that on the day that they don't get caught up in the atmosphere. And if we can strike first, then that will give them the belief that we can get another one. There's plenty here for us today. We've got players that can hurt them. Let's not be kidded. They've got players that could do damage to us. I get it. But I still think that they think we're a lot weaker than what we've been in the past, and I believe we're stronger because we've not got a Lundstrom in the middle of that midfield, plodding about and then just flinging in a stupid tackle to get yourself sent off. Hardly produced in a Celtic game anyway. So I'm looking for the freshness of Conor Bannon in there. Somebody that's totally different, wants to go on the ball with all full of heart and desire, determination. So I think a lot of players will carry that on Sunday into that game. I think they come on and instill it into them. And I think it's his time that we get that victory.
Domano, we need to start again. Well, if sometimes we fill up. He's changed at half time and we've played better and we've not really struck two halves together. We need to go there, no errors, start both halves, play the full game. Yeah, of course they'll have spells in the game. It's one of the games that always happens in it. You've got to be honest about it. No schoolboy errors, you know, and then just we'll get chances, take the chances, we'll win the game.
I think the team need to realise that they need to be on the ball every minute. For the first kick of the ball, right to the last whistle at half time, to the last whistle at full time, no shutting off. They need to remember we've got this multi-ball. They'll be throwing the ball in as fast as they can. Their ball boys will be all trained up. Get the ball in as fast as you can. If it's Rangers players, just mess about, slow the game down. But we know the boys will be coming in 10 a penny. Even gone to Joe Hart, gone to that Schmeichel, was it? Gone to him, know what I mean? Just that's what they do in it. But we need to know if there's a free kick, somebody stands there the ball. Don't let them take free kicks. As I say, if the ball goes out, we just need to know that it's coming back in right away. And be intelligent on the park, and that means every single player closest to the ball. In this game, Tab needs to run in and take the shy or whatever. See if there's a quick one on, closest person to the ball takes it, whether it's a free kick or whether it's a shy. Whoever's there, pick the ball up and have a look about. If there's nothing on, Tab will come up or whoever will come up on the other side and take it, whatever. But we just need to react to the game which is unfolding in front of us. And that's what we do, and reacting to what they're doing and stopping what they're doing when they've got the possession. That's what I think. So we just need to be switched on for the full 90 minutes plus some in it.
Yeah.
And take our chances, as you say. Take our chances.
If you think back to the last league game, think of the chances over this when there was nothing each.
They've never had that. We've never put them under pressure, have we really? For them to try come back to us in the last few years. So it's time for a change. Time to put them under the cosh. Time to put them under the cosh in front of 60,000 animals. You know what I mean? And silence the beast. That's what we need to do on Sunday.
What a moniker! Silence the beast.
That's what Mrs. Domano.
Oh, they go mute.
I think Smith might be laughing there, AK. Are you alright there? We know it's past your bedtime.
I clocked out 20 minutes ago. But listen, it's one of them. You can't be going in there in trepidation and fearful with a scud. You know what I mean? That's just not our DNA to feel that, to talk like that. No, for me anyway. I hope you're still listening, Fader. But that's just generations of Rangers support. You can't be fearful. You can't think that way. If you're thinking that way, nah. You should be as well just handing your scarf in at Ibrox for me. You got to get down there positive. Believe you can have a chance of success. Come away with something.
They might not do it, mate, but that's a different conversation, Southside, isn't it?
Absolutely, aye.
Aye, sorry I get distracted. Somebody sent me a text in, gave me the name of somebody, but I can't pronounce it, so I'll leave it now. I think I sent you.
I'm just waiting for confirmation, mate. I'm waiting for John Bennett to text me. Sorry, that's it out loud. Carry on.
I've got Bennett tied up in my boot, by the way.
What was that? Sorry, I missed that.
I've got Bennett tied up in my boot. Duncan's driving.
All right. Yes, Southside.
Listen, we were laughing, but listen, in all seriousness, we know everybody out there that's listening in, apart from the obsessed, obviously, because we know that happens. We've got to go up there and believe you're going to beat them, you know. And like I say, we've got pace on the wings. We've got a striker that's scoring goals when the chances have been thrown to him this season. No missing that many is normal, and it's about supplying them and just making sure we can get in behind them. Listen, Greg Taylor's not the best, and I'm sure Matondo will blast by Johnston, isolating your wingers against them and making sure that it's about winning probably the midfield battle, to be honest. If you can win the midfield battle, it normally controls you the game. Aye, it'll be ropey at times, no doubt. But listen, as long as Buckland's no facing many shots in target, and when he does, hopefully he'll apply himself in the right way and get to them and save them, should that happen. But it's about what we can do to them. And we know we've got players in the team that can hurt them. We've got pace in the team. And we're just coming back after scoring 6 goals by 9 attempts on target. We converted 6 of them. Recent weeks that wasn't happening. So I'm looking forward to it, and I believe that we can get at them. They're no invincible by any matter of means. Don't be kidded. And I don't believe any of their new signings will come in and play straight away. So they'll probably stick to what they know and what they've been playing. And Bernard will come in for O'Reilly, and their midfield will no change. So you know what you're going to face. You know their defence picks itself. So we just have to make sure we keep the back door shut and hop them up the park when it matters.
Samuel Ladozie is the name you're looking for, Southside, yeah?
Aye, him.
Maybe a loan player for Southampton. Not confirmed yet, but we're watching it closely. You know us, Smith.
Aye. I've seen that coming up in the feed as well. Just need to see how things go. But it doesn't matter. You can only put 11 players on the pitch at any one time. It doesn't matter who they sign. You can only put 11 players on the pitch. And their team, you already know what it's going to be on Sunday. And I think we've got plenty to match up and take something for that game. Absolutely. But hopefully we get a bit of strength and depth in going forward. And we'll probably strengthen again in January. You know, it's going to take more than one Monday. So we'll see how it goes.
Aye. We'll see where it goes. I mean, obviously there's a couple. If this boy Samuel Ladozie comes in and it's a loan deal, we'll see where it goes with other players and who's going to go to the club, and the thing keeps evolving. And then we'll pretty much cleanse the past will be pretty much gone within reason, and it's up to the manager to be judged on his recruitment then, isn't it?
Absolutely. The thing I like about it, though, it certainly appears as if Clement and Niels Coppen are the guys who are in control of the recruitment, which might not have been the case under previous managers, apart from Bale, of course. But we know how that finished. But no, listen, it's just about him moulding his team, moulding his squad to what he's looking for. He's bringing in the guys to do a role within the team. Obviously, you'll need your utility players to cover other positions, which is always good to have. But the more that we actually be consistent with our team selection and get a good spine of a team, a good 6, 7, 8 players out on that park every week, get them gelling together. Hopefully, we should hopefully turn into a right good machine under Clement. That's what I'm looking forward to. But starting on Sunday, that's where it starts for a Rangers supporters mindset to go forward. If we get a great result there, then I think that gives a wee bit of kudos to come on for the section of support that are down them minute.
And obviously, when this weekend's finished, hopefully that's a line in the sand. The fixtures, and we come back, we're playing at Ibrox, and the gloom lives, and hopefully the hangover can lift, if that makes sense outside everything.
Aye, certainly it'll improve the mood for everybody anyway. Football results change how it goes, innit? You need to be winning, and that's the test on Sunday, and then we'll have a 2-week break to Dundee United away, and then hopefully we'll be back at Ibrox for the cup game, and whether it be a European game at home and then Hibs. So we know what's at stake, and that's the start of the run, and then you're into your European games as well as your league games, and also you'll have a cup tie semi-final, I would like to think, as well, to look forward to. So it'll be all systems go. So we're hoping that we'll get the positive result and the right result and put that marker down on Sunday. And if not, well, the doors will get kicked off the hinges, and it'll be hell break loose, no doubt. With some.
And we might be joining the protest.
Nah, I'll not be doing that, mate. But I'll be happy like everybody else. I'll be pure dead raging, as they say.
It's funny. I wish some people could hear us after a big,
Aye, well, that's it. Obviously, so that just couldn't go out live, could it?
No. No. Have you got the script for next week, AK?
Aye, always got to stick to it.
Let them know, eh? Yeah. I've got time to write script for you,
As if we would stick to it.
I'm surprised I spelled Walloper right for Big Stevie.
You thought it was wallpaper?
I'm sure it said wallpaper, aye. But anyway, right, predictions, Smurf.
2-1 Rangers, and I don't know, I think fancy Tierney for a goal. So I fancy him to break his duck out there, because I think that boy Taylor's going to bomb for. I think he's going to get a lot of joy out there, so and I fancy Tierney for a goal. At least an assist, but I'll back him for a goal. 2-1 Rangers.
All right, on to me. Tomorrow.
An away win. I don't know what it will be. I've got a funny feeling that I've got a funny feeling Tav might get a set piece or a penalty, no matter how he's playing. And I know people say, give that to Cherner, give it to him. But I'd give it to Tav during this game. You know what I mean? As much as some of them have been not very good lately. But I also think the corners, we need to mix the corners up. Short corners, outswingers, in-swingers for both sides. We can't just have this in-swingers all the time, predictable. We just need to mix it up. But an away win for me, and we'll be kind of happy about 2:30ish come Sunday afternoon, hopefully.
Yeah. Southside.
I was thinking when you said Tav penalty, when was the last time we got a penalty up there?
14 years ago.
I think the one with Broadfoot, wasn't it?
Aye, there you go. That's how long ago. You know, as long as we don't get any as long as we don't get any important goals chopped off or hee-haw, would be a help. But no, 2-0. And I think Dessers, I'll just bang the two of them in. I think that's the way it'll be. But no, fear no foe. Just get up there, set about them, get stuck in, and I'm sure it's our turn to get a bit of luck in the game at times, and hopefully when it comes along, we'll be the takers of it, mate. So as always, one team, one crown.
Yeah. Right, okay. Last word of the evening. AK. Then you can go to your uncle.
I'll just say what I said earlier. No, but as far as the result goes, a draw. I'll take a bridge, man. or a nothing each, or a win each, it doesn't matter as long as we don't get beat. That's a great grounding for me. But brilliant show tonight. Really enjoyed it. Thanks again, Ox and Southside.
Well, thanks to you as well, Kimura, getting your time up. Yeah, people don't realise the time that people put into Rangers Radio, mate. Maybe they should think before they write things. Listen, last spot, Smurf, and then Domano, then Southside.
I just encourage all the Rangers fans, keep the faith.
Here, mate.
Yeah, keep it safe. Thanks for having us, lads, and do appreciate all the hard work in the background. Old school.
You're top man, Domano. Top man. Always a pleasure to have you on, mate. Always a pleasure.
Thanks a lot.
The one and only, the Super Six King, Southside.
No, it's been good tonight to hear everybody coming on and get different opinions and that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We've got up to 11 o'clock now, so it's been a good night. It's been quite quick. Aye, Sunday, it's all about standing up there, getting up there, get a fat bus when they're absolutely giving you pelters and just walk tall and proud right into that stadium and come out and do the damage. So hopefully we've got a new squad, new mentality, and it's going to bring us riches on Sunday. So it's our time and it's our town, mate. So let's prove it on Sunday. Let's do this, Rangers. Get steamed right into them.
That's a bit I would like. Southside coming off the bus there.
Oh, aye, mate, aye. Certainly would like that part. The thing is, there's probably no many of them that can actually boo or like give them pelters because they're all new players, do you know what I mean? So, more or less. So, I was thinking that who they actually got to boo when they come off the bus. Probably Buckland will get it, no doubt. But no, that's a bit I'd like to know, mate. But it is what it is. Listen, nothing to fear, mate. Just get up there and just do the damage, and hopefully we'll all be happy on Sunday, and I'll see Stevie and we'll have a few dream teams.
Oh, mate. The dream team. Oh, what a drink. What a drink. Take it from me.
Yep.
Listen, thanks to Donkey coming. Donkey sparked the debate. I know he's enthusiastic, and sometimes you have to tell him because the sound doesn't quite work for us, but he did spark the debate. Thanks, Donkey. Great call. Thanks to Smurf and Domano, two regulars on the show. Good to hear them as always. Thanks to Fox and Old School Boy for doing the technicals. We were just hoping the other side it might be on the line tonight. We'll see where it goes. But it could still be done. But thanks to the two lads for doing the extra shift tonight. And thanks to AK and Southside for doing the show. Thanks to Southside for his Super 6 prediction. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back at 11:30 on Sunday morning as we build up to a Rangers victory. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Boy.